Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Kuzan trains Naruto for Chunin exam part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. They always ignore me just because I don't have a freaking furry in my tummy, thought the blonde 8-year-old as he hopped over a creek. A twig snapped, breaking Naruto out of his musing, and looked around with slight fear in his eyes. Sure, you go and being 8 years old and alone in the forest at night, you would be pissing your pants. Who's there? Yelled the frightened blonde. Naruto starts to back up as he heard a low growling sound. The blonde then dropped on his ass. He saw 4 large wolves licking their snouts and slowly stalked towards the young blonde. Naruto quickly scrambled himself up and starts sprinting. The wolves howl and starts rushing their prey. I don't wanna die, I don't wanna die, I don't wanna die, I don't wanna die. The blonde screamed in his head, repeating those words as a mantra. The wolves quickly caught up to the blonde, but Naruto twisted his body to the left and started sprinting back to the direction he came from. Clouds started to form and thunder flash illuminating Hino Kuni. The sky started to spill her tears as heavy rain shower over Konoha. Naruto ran as fast as his little legs can carry him, furiously wiping his eyes from the tears and the rain that clouded his vision. Naruto's legs started to buckle and the young blonde slipped in mud and started to roll into the creek. The creek's current carried Naruto away from the wolves, who howled in anger and frustration about losing their prey. Naruto tried to swim out of the creek, but the current was too strong for his 8-year-old body. Naruto's consciousness started to wane, and soon all Naruto knew was darkness. Unaware of a large hand scooping Naruto up from the water. The next day, Naruto woke up feeling groggy and started to wipe the crust away from his eyes. What the W, where am I? Naruto asked himself, slowly taking in his surrounding. I see you awake, Gaki, a voice said, bringing Naruto's attention to said voice. And Nani, who are you? Naruto asked, moving back, which didn't go unnoticed by the unknown man. TCH, saved your life from a watery grave and you're moving away? Ungrateful brat. I am Izo, the 16th commander of Whitebeard Pirates, the man said, puffing his chest with pride. Naruto took in the appearance of his savior. Izo is a cross-dressing man who wearing a pink and purple kimono. Izo have a pale complexion and his hair is tied in a way resembling a geisha. He's also wearing a Japanese-looking, light red spotted indiment which is tied around his waist. Miss, why do you sound like a guy? Naruto asked innocently. Izo gained a thick mark and slapped him in the back of his head. Itai. What was that for, you crazy lady? Naruto demanded, holding the bump that formed on his head. You baka, I am a guy. Izo exclaimed, shocking Naruto. Yeah? Then why do you look so much like a girl? Naruto asked, pointing at the crossdresser. Humph. I am not answering to a gaki like you. I can dress however I want. Izo said, looking up to the sky. By the way, why were you out here in the forest? Won't your parents get worried about you? Naruto looked down, sadness shone in his blue eyes. Izo noticed this and quickly began apologizing. Sorry, I didn't know you were an orphan, he said, and Naruto just shook his head. I'm not an orphan, but I might as well be with the way they're treating me, Naruto said, looking away with unshed tears. What do you mean? Izo asked with concern in his eyes. My parents sealed the kyubi into my younger brother and sister and pays more attention to them than me. I don't know when, but soon they forgot about me. They stopped putting my share of dinner, forgetting to say happy birthday to me, even though me and my brother and sister shared the same birthday, and soon they start locking me out. I'm nothing special to them because I don't have any speciality. My siblings the kyubi. My mom chakra chains and my dad Hirishin, Naruto said with tears and snot flowing from his eyes and nose. Wait, Hirishin? You the Yandame's kid? Izo asked, shocked, with his eyes bulging out of his sockets, and Naruto nodded his head. Izo smirked and starts to fish out a small chest from his bag. Well, how about I make you something special? Izo asked, getting Naruto attention. Eh? How? Naruto asked with widened eyes. Naruto's hopes then died out like a candle in the wind when he saw Izo opening his chest, showing a blue pear with patterns that look like diamonds on its skin. Come on, don't give me that look. This here is a devil fruit. They only grow far away from here. I don't even think they grew here in the elemental nations, so you will be the only one with this fruit, Izo explained. What's so great about a stingy old fruit? Naruto asked curiously. Well, this stingy old fruit, as you put it, is cursed by sea devil. It can give you great power or the crappiest ability, like turning yourself into goop. The only catch is that you'll never be able to swim again. Once you touch water you sink like an anchor, and you'll be unable to use your powers, Izo explained to the starry-eyed blonde. Suga. What can this one do? What can it do? Naruto asked excitedly, making Izo smile nostalgic. This fruit used to belong to my old friend Jozu or Diamond Jozu. He died after the War of the Best with the Whitebeard pirates, saving our crewmate Ace. This fruit gave him the power to turn himself into diamonds, also giving him immense defense, and can be able to take on any sword, slice, etc., etc. When he died, I had the great luck of finding his fruit again. I didn't want it to eat it since I love my ability to swim. Thank you very much, but I'll give this fruit to you if you promise me something. Really? What should I do? Naruto asked/yelled. Aizo picked his ears with his pinky finger. Well, as long as you keep with your dreams and find a nakama who will love you for you and not for you power, and not be some giant ass or some emo just cause your parents abandoned you. Remember, other people have it worse than you, some wish they even met their parents, you understand? Hi. Naruto agreed to those terms and caught the fruit that has been thrown to him. Naruto opened his mouth wide and took a bite out of the fruit. Its juices was running down his chin. Then before he knew it, he experienced the worst taste ever. It tasted like old ramen with stale broth that had been left out in the sun for too long. Naruto quickly swallowed what was in his mouth with tears in his eyes and watched Aizo laughed his ass off. You knew this would have happened, didn't you? Naruto yelled and pointed his finger at the crossdresser accusingly. Aizo wiped a tear in his eyes and smiled at Naruto. Well, Gaki, I hope to see you in the bingo books in the future. Remember, show the world your worth and turn this nation upside down. Daimao Naruto. Aizo yelled at the ending of his sentence. And just like that, he's gone, leaving Naruto alone in the forest to make his journey back home. 40 years later, a figure sat upon the Sandaime Hokage's head. He wore a burnt orange-colored jacket with a black fur collar that is zipped open, showing a mesh shirt underneath. He wore black Anbu-style pants and blue shinobi sandals. His noticeable features were the whisker marks that donned his face, sunny blonde hair, and a black military captain cap. And Jotaro cap. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze was thinking about that fateful day a cross-dressing man told you to eat a fruit that has been cursed to gain incredible powers. A normal person would just dismiss the whole thing and try admitting the crossdresser to a special people home and go on to continue their day. But Naruto isn't normal, is he? Naruto looked down and clenched his fist and watched his skin turned into the hardest mineral on this planet and smiled softly, remembering how he figured out to use his gift. Flashback. After Aizo disappeared, Naruto got up and dusted himself off before starting his journey back to Konoha. As Naruto crossed a makeshift bridge over the creek from a tree that has been struck by lightning last night, Naruto heard growling. He turned around and saw the same wolves from the night before slowly stalking their way to him. Naruto realized that there were more of them and slowly back off the makeshift bridge before he started to run. The wolves set chase, determined not to lose their prey the second time. 3 ran behind Naruto while 4 flanked Naruto, 2 on each side. They were gaining closer and closer since Naruto wasn't fast enough to outrun 7 matured wolves. Crap, pity crap, Naruto thought in his mind as Naruto slipped on the wet soil and rolled. Naruto slowly got up to see himself surrounded. Naruto took a step back as each wolf took a step further. Kyuso, what do I do? Naruto thought to himself, trying to think himself out of Furry's situation until he remembered what Aizo told him. This fruit gave him the power to turn himself into diamonds, also giving him immense defense, and can be able to take on any sword, slice, etc. That's it, Naruto thought, and pointed his fist at the wolves. Diamond power, go! There was an awkward silence in the woods. The woodland creatures' sweat dropped as they all have one thought going through their little heads: what a weird human. One wolf launched himself at Blonde, sinking his teeth into Naruto's tender shoulder, making Naruto cry bloody murder. As tears rolled down his eyes, more wolves started latching their jaws onto the 8-year-old, and started to drag him in all directions. Naruto have never felt such pain in his life as the wolves dragged him around, getting dirt into his wounds. There was only one thought going through Naruto's mind. I'm going to die. I'll die and no one will notice, he thought. Then his eyes turned from a fearful child into a determined one. No, I will not die. I'm going to make the whole world know my name, Naruto thought in conviction, and started to throw desperate blows to the wolf's head, showing nothing but annoyance to the majestic beast. Come on, you stupid diamonds, come out already. I'm not going to die like this. Naruto screamed out, and saw his right fist encased in diamonds. Yes. Naruto thought happily and threw the hardest punch he could muster with his little strength into the wolf that has sunken his teeth in Naruto's shoulders, and with a roar he cried out, Diamando no Ken! Diamond fist! The poor wolf hadn't suspected a thing before his head was caved in by the diamond-encased fist. The other wolves let Naruto's limbs go in surprise, seeing this weak human cub just killed of their brother. One growled angrily and launched at Naruto, jaws open, aiming for Naruto's neck. But Naruto stuck his diamond-encased fist into the wolf's mouth, and the wolf foolishly clamped his jaw as hard as he can around the arms, breaking his teeth. After the wolf had been defanged, he whimpered and backed away as blood flowed out of his mouth. Naruto raised his right hand and smashed it in the side of the wolf face, showering blood over Naruto. Naruto stumbled and glared at the other remaining wolves, the whimper, and ran into the thick trees of the forest. Naruto smiled in his victory before vomiting due to the stench of his kills. Naruto looked at the sight and fainted right in the arms of a cat-masked Umbu who had seen the whole thing. Flashback, and Naruto remembered waking up in the hospital and frowned. Flashback. Naruto woke up to a blinding bright light and found himself covered in bandages on a hospital bed. When did I get here? He asked himself. Then he noticed a brunette nurse writing in a clipboard. Oh, I see you're awake. How are you feeling, Naruto-san? The nurse asked as Naruto wiped his eyes from the drowsiness. How long have I been here? Naruto asked the nurse. About 4 days, she answered. Have any of my family members visited me? Naruto asked, but quickly regretted it as he saw the nurse had a look of pity in her eyes. I am sorry, Naruto-san, but Hokage-sama and Kushina-sama haven't visited you. Your only visitor was that cat Umbu and an academy instructor. I think his name was Irika or something, she said. Is there anything else you need before I go? And no, I'm fine, thank you, Naruto replied, his hair hiding his eyes. As his room door closed, Naruto broke down crying. Flashback, and Naruto sighed, taking off his cap and ran his finger through his blonde locks and looked over the village. He set the cap back on his head and jumped off the Sandame's head, using chakra to cushion his fall and start making his way toward the academy to do the genin exams. He knew he was late, but he didn't want Irika to be looking for him and drag him back to class. Naruto saw the academy gate and the 12-year-old sprinted toward the building. He ran and dodged everybody who were in the hallway and busted down Irika's class door, drawing everyone's attention to him. You have finally graced us with your presence, Naruto. Can you please take a seat next to Shikahei? Wake up, Irika yelled, throwing a chalk at the young Nara, effectively waking him up and starting the attendance. Troublesome. The Nara sighed out and leaned his head into one of his palm and watched Naruto taking the seat beside him. So, where were you? Shikamaru drawled out. Same place I've always been when I want to be alone, the blonde responded. Shikamaru eyed the Namikaze for a while before sighing and looked at Irika as he finished the attendance. Okay, now that everybody here, we can finally start the genin exams. We will be doing kunai/shuriken, genjutsu, written work, and finally ninjutsu, all in that order. Please follow me to the targeting range for our kunai/shuriken examination, Irika said as everyone filed out, all determined to pass this exam and become genin. Minato Namikaze, the world-renowned Kiroi Senko and the Yondaime Hokage of Konoha, is in a standstill with a Kage, most dreaded enemy, paperwork. Read, sign, stamp, read, sign, stamp, read, sign, stamp, read. Wait, a marriage contract? Minato reread the document that was on his desk. Why in Kami name will I marry off my 12-year-old daughter to a 48-year-old man? Minato asked himself as his overprotective fatherly side was showing. Minato then quickly did an academy-level katan jutsu to burn the contract and sighed. His azurite blue eyes wandered over to the family picture he has on his desk and smiled softly. His eyes then find themselves looking at his oldest son and found himself frowning. Naruto, Minato thought as he rubbed his finger over his son's photo with sad eyes. He remembered when Naruto came and showed him his ability to turn himself into diamonds. He still couldn't believe, was it some sort of Kekkai Genkai? He doesn't know anyone with that ability in his family or Kushina's. Did Naruto unlock the patent Shoton ability? Minato sighed and rubbed his temples and though about when Naruto first confronted him and Kushina. Flashback. A blonde walks into the Namikaze estate with his hair hiding his eyes. He quickly saw his parent training his two siblings Erasure Namikaze and Mito Uzumaki. Erasure has blonde hair that framed his face like his father's when he was at that age. He wore a white hoodie with an Uzumaki symbol. Erasure has his mother violet eyes and whisker marks on his face. Mito Uzumaki has red hair that's styled as two buns like her name's predecessor. She has Minato's blue eyes. Mito wore an orange kimono top with a red obi and black pants. Sama, Okasama, I can turn my hands into a real diamond, look, Naruto asked, turning his hands into a diamond with a grin on his face. But his grin faltered when he noticed his parents were still paying attention to his siblings. Naruto, stop saying something so absurd. No one can turn their limbs into diamonds, and the only mineral-based bloodline we know is the Shoton, and our family doesn't even have the Shoton ability, Minato said, not taking his eye off his younger children. Kushina nodded her head. Biba-sama, I ate a fruit which is called the devil fruit that gave me the ABI. Enough, we don't have the time for you and your false tales. We need to train your siblings to use the Kyuubi's power to protect Konoha, Kushina interrupted Naruto. Then a loud crack was heard, stopping Arashi's and Mito's training their attention to their older brothers. Silence reigned over the backyard. Eyes widened. Half of Naruto's left face and arm was completely covered in diamonds. Where his left eye was supposed to be was a wide circle. Think about the four tails eyes. And Naruto's left arm was embedded into the wooden door frame, which was broken by Naruto's strength. But that wasn't what shocked the family. His right eye showed cold steel blue eyes. False Tales. Naruto started off and removed his hands from the doorframe before walking back inside, but not before saying, if you don't want to help me, that fine. I'll just grow strong enough myself to crush a Jinchuriki myself. I don't need any of you. And with that, Naruto was gone. The only thing that proved he was there was the broken doorframe and a shell-shocked family. Flashback. Yendi. Minato sighed again, rubbing his temples, and looked at the stack of paperwork, which seemed to double and nearly giving the Kiroi Senko an heart attack. Minato had anime tears rushing down his face and wondered why he accepted the job of Hokage. He started with the paperwork, but not before thinking. I'm sorry, Naruto, I'll make it up to you somehow. Academy. The class went outside to the training dummy for their kunai/shuriken evaluation. Alright class, please line up so we can begin. First, Akihiko Yuri. Iruka said, starting the class off, and soon as the civilians were done he started to call off the shinobi clans. Abirame Shino. Said boy got 7 out of 10 on kunai and 8 out of 10 on shuriken, giving him a decent amount to pass. Next, to Kimichi Choji. The big boned boy got 6 out of 10 on kunai and 7 out of 10 on shuriken. Nara Shikamaru. The lazy Nara yawned and got 5 out of 10 on kunai and 8 out of 10 on shuriken. Inuzuka Kiba. The Inuzuka smirked and got an 8 out of 10 on kunai and 9 out of 10 on shuriken. Hyuga Hinata. The heiress got the 8 out of 10 on kunai and 10 out of 10 on shuriken. Good job. Iruka praised her with a small smile. Next, Yamanaka Ino. The Yamanaka heiress has gotten 6 out of 10 and 9 out of 10 on kunai and shuriken. She smirked at a pink-haired girl who scowled. Beat that billboard brows. Ino taunted. Sakura fumed and went up when her name was called and gotten 7 out of 10 on kunai and 8 out of 10 on shuriken and smirked at Ino, who scowled at her. Namike's erasure. Girls squealed at his name, and said boy arrogantly walked up to the dummy, getting 10 tenths on kunai and 9 out of 10 on shuriken, much to his pleasure and his displeasure when his fangirls squealed, his poor ears and everyone else in a mile radius. He then turned to smirked at his dead last brother. Try to beat that dumbass. Erasure taunted before walking back to his friends. Uzumaki Mito. When her name was called, boy wolf whistled at her much to her ire and gotten 9 out of 10 on kunai and shuriken. Then 10th kunai was in a certain spot of the dummy, make all the guys unconsciously hold their special member. Uchiha Sasuke. And as soon as he said that, he quickly regretted, as almost all the girls squeal at the Uchiha, saying things like, "Oh Sasuke-kun. Sasuke-kun so cool. Bless me with your seed, Sasuke-sama." Wait, what? The Uchiha had gotten 10 out of 10 on both kunai and shuriken and smirked at Naruto with a challenging glint in his eyes. And finally, Namike's Naruto. He said, and said blonde walked up the dummy holding his cap, making it cover his eyes. Yar days. Naruto sighed out, and with one arm through both kunai and shuriken, getting 9 out of 10 on kunai and 10 out of 10 on shuriken, shocking the class. Congratulations, now it's time for our taijutsu examinations with Mizuki-sensei, Iruka said as he led the class to the sparring ring. Alright class, you guys must be able to last 5 minutes against Mizuki. Soon after, everyone who went up against Mizuki and passed, leaving Naruto, Erasure, and Mito. Naruto, you're up. Naruto sighed and stretched his limbs, cricking the joints. Mizuki eyes glint maliciously for a second and thought, the oldest son of the bastard who wouldn't promote me. I'll vent out my frustration on this match. Mizuki then smirked. Hajime. Mizuki rushed at the blonde, and before he knew it, he had a diamond-encased fist in his stomach. Mizuki's eyes were wide in shock, feeling pain he never had felt before in his years of being a shinobi. While Mizuki was on his back lying in agony, much to the shock of the class, Naruto jumped in the air and clasped his feet together before they turned into a diamond and yelled. Daya Yari! Diamond spear, ramming himself into Mizuki's stomach, and fountain of blood sprayed out of his mouth. Much to the horror of the class, Naruto smirked. W winner, Naruto. After Mizuki was carried away on a stretcher to the academy, nurse Iruka brought the rest of the class for the written portion of the exam. After an hour has passed, Mizuki came back to the class with bandages wrapped around his torso, mumbling about some blonde gaki waiting like an akimichi. All right, pencils down. When I call on your name, please meet me and Mizuki-sensei into room 201 for the Genjutsu and Ninjutsu examination, Iruka said. Akimichi Choji. The first name was called, and in half an hour Naruto was finally called. When Naruto walked inside the room, he saw his parents and siblings there, standing and glaring at him with as much hate as they could. You're an embarrassment. Kushina sneered. I should have let that masked man killed you. Minato spat out. When I'm Hokage, I'm banishing you from Konoha so you don't sully our village good name, dumbass. Erasure claimed. I can't believe a failure like you would dare call yourself an Uzumaki or Namikaze. Mito said in disgust. You sullied our Kai. Good job, Naruto. Took a little longer than expected, but you still picked it up. A few of the students started to cry and ran out of here. Irika sighed at the last bit. Naruto just shrugged his shoulders and walked in front of Mizuki and Irika. Alright, now, I want you to do Kawarimi, Henge, and finally Bunshin, and an extra jutsu for extra credit. Mizuki told him. Naruto nods and henged into Izo. Naruto, who did you henged into? Irika asked curiously. Naruto replied. An old friend. And Naruto smiled. Irika looked skeptical but waved it off. Naruto then a Kawarimi with a chair and Kawarimi it back to place. Irika smiled and nodded. And now the Bunshin. Irika told him. Naruto couldn't do Bunshin due to his Densuzumaki chakra, but he remembered a jutsu his parents were teaching to his siblings and decided to wing it. Kaiga Bunshin no Jutsu. 6 puffs of smoke erupted in the room, revealing 7 Naruto standing before them with a cocky smirk. I would have been surprised at first, but seeing Arashi-san and Mito-san did it due to their Densuzumaki chakra, we expected you to do it. Well done, now your extra credit jutsu. Irika suddenly smiled in a teasing fashion. Are you going to do Rasengan like Erasure, or the chakra chains like Mito? Naruto's eyes suddenly glared at Irika and Mizuki with such intensity their glass of water made a small crack. The 2 Chunin eyes widened and looked at Naruto with both respect and fear. Don't ever assume I will do anything like those 2. Naruto spit venomously and did quick hand signs before announcing. Futon, Ryunkuden no Jutsu. The jutsu destroyed the academy door, shocking the Chunins before he walked out with an headband. Everything starts now, huh? At least I can finally move out of that house. Naruto mused to himself as he went home. Time skip 8:30. Naruto looked up at the moon as he lay on the roof of the Namake's estate. His family were having dinner downstairs and as usual they forgot to make enough for him. Naruto sighed. I shouldn't be expecting them to remember me unless I make myself known, Naruto said to himself, depressed. In the corner of his eyes Naruto saw 2 shadows moving at Chunin speed. What was that saying, curiosity kills the cat? Naruto asked himself before taking off to follow the 2 shadows. He soon found himself landing on a tree overlooking down a clearing with a bloody Irika and a smiling Mizuki with a large scroll. Irika, I offered you a place with me and Orochimaru-sama. We could have been powerful once we leave this pathetic village, but no, you decided to try and stop me. Mizuki taunted, now look at you bleeding to death. Well, I have to go and kill you now before I'm late at the rendezvous point. D-damn you, traitor. Irika gritted his teeth. He couldn't believe this, his childhood friend was betraying him and Konoha. Mizuki chuckled and stalked towards Irika, smirking maliciously while brandishing his kunai. He raised it in the air, but before he knew it a diamond-encased fist was planted in his stomach like earlier. Mizuki coughed blood as he flew into a tree. Yar days, Mizuki-sensei, you're so damn troublesome. Naruto yawned out. In the Nara estate, all the male Naras sneezed and all have one thought: troublesome. Why you? Mizuki coughed out, the useless child of the yandere, you're really a hard hitter, aren't you, kid? What do you say you join me? Orochimaru-sama might have use for skill like yours. Thanks for the offer, but no, Naruto said and glared at Mizuki. Diamonds are slowly encasing the right side of his body. No? Well, fine then, I guess I got to pay you back for what you did to me in Mizuki said as he threw a couple of shurikens and kunai at the young blonde. Naruto turned to his right side, letting the kunai and shuriken ineffectively bounce off him. What impossible? Mizuki gawked. Naruto turned to Irika-sensei. Hey sensei, are you alright? He asked, concerned. I tried being skewered by kunais, and then asked me if you're okay, Irika replied. Naruto looked at him with a sweat drop. Well, sit tight, I'll take care of this. Naruto turned around, raising 2 fists, and set himself in a boxer stance, lightly hopping from his left foot to right. What kind of taijutsu stance is, Mizuki eyes widen as he has a fist-shaped dent in his cheek. His jaw is broken and his entire teeth on the right side broke, forcing him to swallow the pieces. Why, you brat? Doton, Dochu Igyo no Jutsu, Earth Style, Underground Reflection Fist Technique. Copies of Mizuki were climbing out of the ground. I bet you can't even tell which is real or not. Naruto sneered at the C-rank jutsu. Naruto sprinted across the clearing with high genin speed, landing another diamond-encased fist in Mizuki's torso. I am possible, Mizuki exclaimed, his visions were blurring. Naruto clasped his fist together and raised it above his head as Mizuki keeled over. Daya Hama! Diamond Hammer! Naruto brought his clasped fist down on the back of the Chunin's head, effectively killing him due to the burn trauma. Naruto looked at the corpse and rubbed the back of his neck. I overdid it, Irika-sensei? Naruto asked with a sheepish smile. Ira could just shake his head at Naruto antics. A moment ago he was a merciless killer, and now he looks like a kid that has been caught with a hand in a cookie jar. Anambu made his presence known, taking the scroll and Mizuki body, nodding his head to the two, and Shu shined out of the clearing. Both Naruto and Irika's sweat dropped, then started to chuckle, then full-blown laughter. Their laughter carried itself through the woods in the night. Naruto walked to the academy for the team placements. He still wore his Jotaro cap, but with the Konoha metal piece stitched the front. He wore a black sleeveless ANBU turtleneck shirt with a blue jacket with black fur on the collar. Naruto have an unusual choice for a ninja weapon, a steel pipe that proudly displayed across his back. Everyone who walked past him stared at him with utter disbelief, with similar thoughts. What kind of self-respecting shinobi fights with a steel pipe? Naruto chuckled at their stares. He found this pipe when he moved into his new apartment, and since he doesn't have much real left, and a guy gotta improvise, right? Naruto walked into his classroom, drawing the class attention to him. What the hell is on your back, Baka? A pink-haired baboon screeched. A pipe. Naruto deadpanned, looking at her. Are you sure you should be a shinobi? With poor observation skills like yours, you'll die on your first real mission, or worse, be some bandit's little cocksleeve. The whole classroom was silent. Naruto was almost nice to everybody, and to hear such brutal words coming from his mouth, it's unbelievable. Naruto walked to his seat and sat down between Kiba and Shikamaru. Yo, drawled out Shikamaru. I had no doubts you would pass. Hope we're on the same team, said Kiba, smiling, with Akamaru yipping in agreement. Naruto stretched his arms and yawned. I hope so too, Naruto replied. Before taking a seat, he stared out of the window. A voice near Naruto spoke. Naruto turned to address the newcomer before his eyes narrowed. Standing in front of him was his sister Mito. What do you want? Naruto spat out. Mito flinched at his tone, but then turned cheerful. I just wanted to say congratulations, Databaro, Mito chirped out. Naruto scowled, unaware of the tension in the room. Mito added, Nay, why don't we celebrate with ramen like a family? Why should I consider any of you my siblings, or family at that matter? Naruto asked them, shocking the class, and the Hokage and Jonins who are watching via Hiruzen Orb. You're merely just obstacles I need to overcome, you and your family. What do you mean we are family? My family are yours too, Mito protested. I would rather die than to be with your family of child neglectors, Naruto sneered. See, Hild and neglectors, why you don't mean that we neglected you? Mito asked, fearing the answer. Damn right I mean it. You have ignored me all of your life. You haven't stand up for me or anything. You're nothing to me as I am nothing to you, Naruto whispered to her, but the whole class heard it before a fist impacted his left cheek. He looked at Mito, who had tears in her eyes. Fine. She yelled at him, if you feel that way about us, I never want to see you again, UASS. She turned her heels and stormed off to her seat. Erasure just glared at Naruto and turned to comfort his sister. Naruto sighed and rubbed his cheek. Good grief, Naruto muttered. Shikamaru smirked at him, while Akamaru started to lick Naruto's cheek. Irika then walked in covered in bandages and smiled at Naruto. All right, class, I am proud to have taught you, and I hope to stand by your side one day as brothers and sister in arms. I know you all can be splendid shinobi of Konoha. Now Team 1. As Irika started to name off the teams, Naruto zoned out, thinking on how to apply his steel pipe to his fighting style, but Irika's voice broke him out of his musing. Team 7, Naruto Namikaze. Naruto scowled at his last name. Sasuke Uchiha? Irika continued. In first time for 4 years, Naruto felt dread in the pit of his stomach. And lastly, Sakura Harshinaro, take that, I know Buta. AM on Sasuke team, true love conquer all, we're gonna date and get married and have his giggles. Sakura interrupted Irika, and for Sasuke, well, like Naruto, he's feeling dread in the pit of his stomach. Itachi, kill me now. Sasuke inwardly wept. Irika shuddered, and then his head suddenly got in huge. Don't interrupt me. Your sensei, I Kakashi Hatake. May Kami have mercy on your souls. Irika finished off. Naruto curiosity piqued again, wondering what kind of sensei his uncle Kakashi will be. Teammate will be Kiba Inuzuka, Hinata Hyuga, and Shino Aburame. Irika continued. Kiba was a little depressed he won't be on his friend's team, but at least he's teammates on his childhood crush, and Shino seemed cool. Team 9 will be Erasure Namikaze, Mito Namikaze, and finally Akihiko Yuri. Irika sensei listed off. Your sensei will be Kushina Namikaze. Irika inwardly shuddered, remembered the red habanero. Yes. Mito-chan, isn't this great? We got Ka-san as our sensei. Erasure yelled enthusiastically. He then saw her depressed state after her encounter with Naruto and then scowled. He turned to glare at Naruto, who seemed to be weeping in a corner, with the Uchiha muttering about pink-hair baboon monkeys. If it was in a different circumstance, Erasure would have busted a gut laughing. Mito sighed as she stared at desk, deep in thought. Why didn't we do anything for Naruto, and now he's basically disowning our family? She tried to think of all the time she spends with Naruto but found no memories. All her memories were of Erasure, her Ka-san and her Tsu-san. Naruto would show up here and there but she wouldn't talk to him. Mito then glared as she remembered what he told her. Why should I consider any of you my siblings? Those words felt like the Kuchikura Bucho was stabbed through her chest. Didn't Uzumaki love their families? Why would her Ka-san just forget about Naruto like that? No matter, Mito thought to herself, I'll just beat Naruto in the Chunin's exams and force him back in the family. I'll do whatever it takes. Databaro. And finally Team 10, Ino Yamanaka, Choji Akimichi and Shikamaru Nara. Ah man, I got fat ass and lazy ass, my luck sucks. Ino though, and as if he could read her mind, Choji glared at Ino. Am big boned. He stated. The fuck can he read my mind? I thought only my clan can do that. She thought with wide eyes. No, I'm not reading your mind, Ino, and yes, only your clan can read minds. Choji deadpanned. Then how? She started off. Your facial expression is telling us what you're thinking. Shikamaru yawned out as Ino wilted in her seat. That all? I'm honored to be your teacher. Come back to the class after lunch to be picked up by your new sensei. Iruka told them before walking out of the classroom. Hokage Tower. Minato sighed and rubbed his temples. The other jonins that were present in his office were concerned for him. Sensei, are you alright? A white-haired jonin asked. I'm fine, Kakashi-kun, it just where did I go wrong? Minute asked and half of the jonin that were present sweat dropped. You're a brilliant Hokage and shinobi but you were a horrible father to Naruto. Were the thoughts of the jonins except for Kakashi. Don't worry, Sensei, I'll fix this. Kakashi promised. Thanks, Kakashi-kun. Minato said to his only living student, and dismissed the jonins to pick up their young charges. Academy. After lunch, everyone made it back to the classroom. The jonins picked up their teams, leaving Team 7. Naruto was bragging his diamonds to Sasuke while Sasuke was still impressed. He think the Sharingan and still better. Sakura was red in the face after being turned down and tried punching Naruto, which was a bad idea. She went to nurse her hand in the corner. What in Sasuke-kun good sweet name is that baka head made off? It's like a rock. She thought. After 20 more minutes she exploded. Where the hell is this guy? She screeched just as the door opened. Where the hell were you? Sakura yelled. You made Sasuke-kun wait so long. The three males sweat dropped. Hell, even I sweat dropped. Well, Kakashi began. My first impression, I don't like you guys, meet me on the roof. Kakashi said, disappearing, leaving the three shocked genin in the room. Naruto and his new teammates started their trek to the academy roofs. Naruto pulled Sasuke back and whispered. Listen, I know you don't like me and I sure as hell don't like you, but we need to team up if we are to survive our shinobi career with her on our team. Naruto told him seriously. Sasuke nodded his head, agreeing to it fully. Just pull your own weight, alright, then we will get along dandy. Sasuke told him and Naruto smirked, happy that he agreed. Sakura, who's ahead of them, suddenly have a urge to pummel both Sasuke and Naruto into the ground, but she quickly banished the thought of pummeling her Sasuke-kun. Hurry up, Naruto, and stop dragging Sasuke with you, Sakura screeched. Naruto sighed and Sasuke put his hands on his shoulder for comfort. All they knew, they were brothers of burden. If we go on a mission with the risk of other shinobi, I propose we kill her and blame it on them, Sasuke suggested. Naruto shook his head sadly. If we were to do that, then it would trace back to us, Naruto replied as they opened the door to the academy roof, revealing Hatake Kakashi in all his glory. Kakashi turned his lone eye to the trio and it somehow curved into an upside-down U. Yo! Kakashi greeted. Took you long enough. Alrighty then, how about we introduce ourselves? How do we do that? Sakura asked Kakashi. Kakashi's sweat dropped. Is she really kunoichi material? He thought to himself before answering her question. Names, age, hobbies and dreams, Kakashi suggests, shrugging his shoulders. Why don't you go first, you seem pretty shady, Sakura told the silver-haired jonin. Kakashi placed his hand on his chin and looked up to the sky in a thinking fashion. My name is Hatake Kakashi, I am a elite jonin, Kakashi started off. My age isn't really that important right now, and my hobbies you are too young to know, and I had a dream last night. Alright, how about you, Princess Bubblegum? Kakashi pointed at Sakura. Sakura, a little miffed at the nickname, started to introduce herself. Haruno Sakura, not Princess Bubblegum, she spat out. I like. She looks at Sasuke with lust-filled eyes, making Sasuke inch away from her. My hobby. She looked at Sasuke again. Sasuke inched away further. My dream. He He. Sakura madly giggled with an intense in the already lust-filled eyes. Blood seeped out of her nose. The Uchiha quickly moved, sitting beside Naruto with fear in his eyes, and placed Naruto in between of Sasuke and Sakura. Naruto looks at the Uchiha in mixed sympathy and anger. Okay, so what do you dislike? Kakashi asked as a sweat drop formed the back of his head. I hate Naruto and I know Bunta. The Haruno screeched out. Kami, woman, what the fuck did I do to you? Naruto asked her in bafflement. Sakura turned to him with hatred in her eyes. You were placed on the team with Sasuke-kun and I. That's unforgivable. You're just going to get in the way of our shinobi life, love. Sakura bellowed hysterically. Naruto gaped like a fish, trying to comprehend that reason. So that's the only reason he's a subject to your ire? Kakashi asked her. Sakura nodded her head. Great, a crazy fangirl. Minato-sensei, is this some sort of prank or punishment? Kakashi thought before pointing at Sasuke. Sasuke stared at the man before hooking his hands together and stared at nothing. My name. Pause for dramatic effect. Is Uchiha Sasuke. My likes are very little and I hate almost everything, and pink is one of them. He shot a glare at Sakura, who flinched. My dream, no, ambition is to kill a certain man, and bring the Uchiha clan back to its former glory. Isn't dreams and ambition the same thing? Naruto asked Sasuke. Sasuke then shot him a shut up or else look. Naruto then shrugged his shoulders. Kakashi then pointed to Naruto. Alright boy wonder, you're next. Kakashi drawled out. Naruto looked at Kakashi for a second before pointing his thumb to his chest. Name's Naruto Uzumaki. I like training, cooking and gardening. My hobbies are training and gardening, and what I hate: traitors, child neglectors and bigots. My dream is to let the whole world know my name. Naruto told Kakashi confidentially. Kakashi stared at Naruto for a bit before nodding. An Avenger, a fangirl, and I don't know what to say about Naruto. He might be the only normal one, Kakashi thought to himself. Oh, and I like bashing people in the heads with my steel pipe. Naruto said with a glint in his eyes, reaching for his steel pipe. Sasuke and Sakura moved an inch away from Naruto, especially people who makes me wait. Kakashi's sweat dropped. I take back what I just said, they're all crazy. Kakashi then coughed in his fist and pulled out 3 sheets of paper. Tomorrow we will have a test, it will dash. Kakashi started but was interrupted. What will the test be about? Sakura asked. Kakashi glared at the girl, making her wilt a little. You will know if you don't interrupt me, Kakashi growled out. Anyways, the test will be a survival test. But we already did survival training in the academy, Sakura said. Kakashi stared at her before continuing. This test will have 66% chance of failure, and you will be sent back to the academy, and out of all 11 teams in your graduating year, only 3 or 4 will pass this test. Kakashi told them, enjoying the look of shock on their faces. Well, I got to go report to Hokage-sama, Ja-eni. Oh, by the way, don't eat breakfast tomorrow, you'll just throw it up. Kakashi warned them before disappearing in a plume of smoke. Well then, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to finish pack my things in my new apartment. Naruto informed his new teammates. Sakura rolled her eyes and Sasuke nodded. Naruto jumped off the roof, landing on a lamppost before darting off on the rooftops. Ooh, Sasuke-kun, do you want to go out to see that new Princess Gale movie with me? Sakura turned around to ask the Uchiha, but only to find out he was already gone. After hearing her hobbies and such, the Uchiha wouldn't want to be alone with her, alive or dead. Sakura cursed under her breath before walking home. Naruto landed in the market district and went into a dango shop, knowing that his family were at Ichiraku. He then saw a couple of goons obviously drunk harassing a cute new waiter. The lead goon with a dog hat, think Garp's dog hat, dragged her arm to pull her closer to him. Come on baby, I thought it was this restaurant motto to serve the customers, and you can serve me and the boys. As he yelled out the last part, he ripped the poor girl top off. A certain Snake Jonin was going to interfere before our blonde protagonist walked up to the scene and tugged on the dog hat wearing goon's shirt. The goons turned their attention to him. What are you doing, brat? Get lost before I kill you, the man drawled out. Naruto looked at him with cold blue eyes that made the goon's spine shiver. Naruto held up 2 fingers. First, I want your hat, Naruto declared. The whole establishment froze and blinked, then blinked again. Ahaha, this thing? Well, guess what, kiddo, you ain't having it. The man laughed before trying to swat away the blonde. Naruto caught his arm and encased his palms into diamonds before squeezing. I wasn't asking, I was demanding, and second, I don't like rapists. Naruto yelled out as he broke the man's wrist. The head goon crumbled to his knees before giving a soul-wrenching scream. The man's whole wrist turned dark purple. Jinsei! The 4 other goons yelled out. Jinsei was clutching his now useless arm, weeping hysterically on the floor. Why, you brat, I'll kill you! the man bellowed. Guys, get him! The other goons rushed at him, taking out small kitchen knives they had on hand. They tried to stab him before Naruto was behind them, both hands clasped together, both diamond encased to his shoulders. Daya Hammerinden, diamond hammer combo, Naruto whispered out as the four goons' eyes rolled over and crumbled with their mouth opened in shock. The establishment was silent until the snake Jonin from earlier whistled in an impressed tune. Damn Gaki, that was she. Then disappeared and appeared behind the dog hat wearing goon holding his good arm which was outstretched with a kunai. Impressive. She finished. Damn you ninjas! The man shouted in disdain. One swift chop to his head. The goon was out for the count. Naruto took his hat, sniffed it, and recoiled back. The thing reeked of alcohol and sweat. He was going to wash this later, 5 times for good measure. Thank you? The waiter from earlier wearing a new coat from the manager to replace her ripped one. She bowed and thanked him repeatedly. Nay, it's nothing really, just saw a horrible guy with an amazing hat treating a beautiful maiden like yourself in such ill manner I have to step in. He replied, kissing her knuckles, making her face turn scarlet. Besides, I got his cool hat. Naruto exclaimed, holding the dog hat over his head like it's a first-place trophy. The others in the establishment sweat dropped, and Anko, who was going to tease him for being smooth, well, let's just say that the words instantly died in her throat when Naruto started prancing around holding a ridiculous dog hat. Well then Gaki, that was some impressive stuff. Praised Anko. Naruto turned his head to address the voice. Oi, who are you? Naruto asked. Anko face faulted and her eyes turned into a white circle and her teeth turned comically sharp. I just saved you from living your life in a wheelchair and that's all you got to say? Who are you? Anko bellowed. Naruto blinked. He set the hat down on the ground, not wanting to wear it without washing it. Walked up to Anko and bowed. Arigato, Shinobi-senpai. Naruto said. Anko nodded her head pleased. I'm the sexy and single Mitarashi Anko. Am Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto introduced himself. Anko looked at him in shock. So you're Hokage-sama renegade kid. I don't see myself as his son. Naruto muttered, picking up the dog hat. Anyways, it was nice meeting you and thank you again for saving my shinobi career. Naruto thanked again before walking out of the dango shop in a hurry. Anko was curious on why Naruto was in a hurry. Before the dango establishment manager tapped on her shoulder, Anko turned around and saw a man with graying hair rubbing his hands together with a smirk. So, you're going to pay for these damages since the kid ran off now, will you? The manager asked. And why should I? She asked the man challenging him. The old man shrugged off the question. Since my family own about all the dango establishment in Konoha, I can tell them to ban you from eating the dango there and here. Anko paled before reaching into her wallet, grumbling about stupid blonde hair Gakis and promising revenge. On the other side of Konoha, Naruto felt a sense of foreboding. Naruto woke up by crushing his alarm clock and he proceeded to get dressed. He wore the same sleeveless turtleneck umbu shirt, the same coat with a fur collar. The only difference was his pants and his new dog hat with the Jotaro hat on top of it, a baggy pants with white zigzag lines designing it. Naruto got his trusty steel pipe and strapped it to his back. After an hearty breakfast, Naruto started his journey to the training grounds where he and his teammates get tested on. After arriving to Training Ground 7, Naruto was greeted with quite a sight. Sakura was holding Sasuke's legs, begging him to go on a date with her. Sasuke looked up and saw Naruto, and his eyes pleaded for Naruto to save him. Naruto sighed and walked over to them, picking up Sakura effortlessly. The hell, she weighs no more than a knapsack. Naruto thought in shock. Sakura looked at Naruto with widened eyes before they turned into eyes of anger. Put me down, Baka, you look even more ridiculous with that dog head. Naruto glared at her, complied to her wishes, dropping the girl on the unforgiven earth before walking over to a stump and leaned against it. Sasuke sat on the tree branch over him and Sakura sat under him. After waiting for another 3 hours, the 3 genin to be grew very restless and angry at Kakashi. Naruto got up to leave, but in plume of smoke, Kakashi appeared holding his signature book with an eye smile. Yo! He greeted. You're late! Sakura and Naruto screamed at him. They then both faced each other with glares. Stop copying me! They both yelled at each other in perfect unison. That enough. Kakashi interrupted them before he went deaf. He then took 2 bells and a clock, much to the anger of the 3. He have a clock, yet he was still late. Alright, here what you have to do. All you have to do is to take these 2 bells away from me before noon, and if you get one before the time limit you pass and you'll become genin. But sensei, there's only 2 bells. Sakura stated. Well, of course, since one of you guys will go back to the academy if you fail to get a bell, Kakashi said with a nice smile. The 3 genins to be looked shocked, then have a determined look plastered upon their faces. Kakashi saw this and smirked. Now that's a game face. This test starts in 3 of the genin's body tensed, gathering chakra to their feet. 2 they looked around pondering where to hide. 1 Hajime. And they were off. Kakashi chuckled. Let the games begin. Kakashi stood alone in the clearing paying attention to his surroundings. At least they know how to suppress their chakra and keep themselves hidden, although. Kakashi's thoughts ended as a dog hat-wearing blonde took a step out of the foliage. Kakashi raised his lone eyebrow. Stepping out like that, not very smart if you asked me. By the way, I like your hat. Kakashi told the blonde. Naruto punched his palm and diamonds encased his fist. Thanks. Naruto smirked at the Jonin. Channeling chakra to his feet, Naruto darted off to Kakashi. Ninja lesson number 1, Taijutsu, Kakashi said as he leaned away from the genin to be making him crash into the dirt. Naruto's fist made a small crater in the earth. Kakashi's eyes widened and jumped back away from the blonde. Damn it, looks like I have to take this seriously if I don't want to be paced. Kakashi thought to himself. Naruto saw his impression and smirk. Naruto started running plans and possibilities in his head and finally thought up a plan. Kakashi watched Naruto get up and dusted himself off with an eerie grin on his face, making the Jonin wonder what Naruto was thinking. Pumping more chakra to his feet, Naruto shot off towards Kakashi, momentarily throwing him off. Kakashi quickly composed himself before backhanding Naruto into a nearby lake. Kakashi took out his Aika, unaware of a diamond-encased blonde shooting towards him. Diamond Fist! Diamando no Ken, Naruto bellowed out. Kakashi quickly used Kawarimi with a log, shocked to see the log burst into splinters when it met Naruto's fist. What is he? No genin possessed that type of strength. Kakashi thought. Kakashi knew he can't underestimate his sensei's son, so he put the Aika back into his pouch and got in a stance. Naruto looked a little peeved but quickly did a seal-less Kage Bunshin, shocking Kakashi once more. The Kage Bunshins cupped their hands and the real Naruto stepped in them. The Bunshins then launched Naruto in the air. Naruto, making more seal-less Bunshin, quickly jumped on from one back to another until he is 40 feet from the air. Naruto encased his, making 15 Bunshins with him. They too were encased in diamonds. Diamond Shower. Diamondasol. Diamond encased Naruto plummet to the earth like meteors. Kakashi quickly jumped out of the way as all the Bunshin made contact with the ground, disappearing in plumes of smokes, leaving craters behind. Kakashi assessed the damage to the clearing and mixed fear and awe. Kakashi walked to the closest crater only to meet a fist in his stomach. Naruto then grabbed his steel pipe and swung it at Kakashi. Unfortunately, Kakashi caught it, and whence due to the power behind it. Kakashi's instinct as a Jonin for many years told him to duck, narrowly missing a kick from a Naruto clone behind him. Damn, this kid is barely even genin level. Mid or high Chunin at least, Kakashi thought, narrowly dodging another punch to his torso. Naruto jumped back, making 6 Bunshins. They all encased themselves in diamonds from the neck down. Diamond Squad 6. Diamando Kimuroka, Naruto and his clones announced before heavily assaulting Kakashi. Kakashi struck his right leg to one of the clones, but reeled his leg back in pain. These aren't regular Bunshins, Kakashi thought. I see, so the clones encased themselves into diamonds, making them more durable. Kakashi had to admit that he is impressed that a genin to be found a way to overcome the weakness of the Kinjutsu, Kage Bunshin. Kakashi pulled his headband up, revealing the fabled Sharingan, shocking Naruto and the 2 genins hiding in the forestry. Be honored, you're the first genin that forced me to reveal this, Kakashi told Naruto before rushing at him, but to his shock all the Narutos jumped back into the forestry just as kunais rained down on Kakashi. Kakashi kawarimi'd with a log and looked in the direction where the kunais were coming from. Shit, thought Sasuke. Sasuke jumped off the branch he was on and started to sprint deeper into the forestry. Sasuke was shocked that Naruto could be able to keep up with the Jonin, a elite Jonin of all things. He then scowled as he remembered seeing Kakashi's Sharingan. How did he get the Sharingan? Only Uchihas are supposed to have the Sharingan, and he can't be a Uchiha. They're all dead unless Sasuke's thoughts were interrupted when Kakashi suddenly appeared in front of him. Headband covering the lone Sharingan. Kakashi kicked low at Sasuke, but Sasuke hopped in the air, speeding through hand seals that Kakashi instantly recognized. Sasuke then shot a ball of fire the same size as Kakashi's body. Kakashi's eyes widen. Fire style, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Katan, Gokakyu no Jutsu, the last of the Uchiha clan declared. What the hell, how can these kids just be fresh out of the academy? Kakashi thought as he kawarimi'd at the last second. As the smoke cleared, Sasuke looked around the clearing trying to find the Jonin. Where is he? Sasuke thought, is he coming from left, or the right? Up? Realization struck Sasuke down. As Sasuke predicted, 2 gloved hands latched onto the Uchiha's ankles and dragged him down to the earth from the neck down. Nice try, Sasuke-chan. Kakashi smiled before disappearing in a plume of smoke. Sasuke gritted his teeth. Kususu. Haruno Sakura, a descendant from a regular family with no shinobi background, she wasn't like her two teammates, both from powerful families, and her sensei is the legendary copycat ninja Hatake Kakashi, the son of the White Fang of the Leaf. To be honest, she felt like she was out of place and a little intimidated. Sakura always tried her best, providing perfect textbook answers in class to make up for her lack of rich heritage and skills. Once Sakura had no friends and was always picked on by the other girls due to her forehead and her unusual pink hair. After seeing both Naruto's and Sasuke's performance against an elite of the village, she was in a mix of awe and anger. Awe that someone in her age group could pull of these feats, and anger that she couldn't be up to par with them. Back in the academy, Sakura remembers when Naruto and Sasuke were inseparable, almost like devoted siblings. They always spar or train together. She wanted to become friends with Sasuke but was too shy to approach him, thinking that he will make fun of her like the others. The pressure from her mom didn't help. Flashback. Sakura-chan, there's an Uchiha in your class, right? Her mother would ask her. Hi, Kuzan. Sasuke said he was the second son of the clan's head. Sakura would answer her mother like a good little girl. I want you to be close to him with any chance you get. You will do that, dear, right? Her mother asked/demanded. Sakura, never seeing her mother like this, took a step back, then nodded. Hi, Kuzan. Sakura told her, a little bit afraid. Sakura then felt a hand petting her pink hair. That's my good girl, always there to make mommy happy, don't let me down. Hamke? Haruno Mabuki cooed. Sakura nodded her head with vigor, not wanting to be anywhere near her mother at the moment. Something was not right. Hi, Kuzan. Sakura answered before running off, unaware of her mother's dark thoughts. I wasn't successful seducing Minato-kun, but I'll be damned if I don't let this family have status in this fucking village. Mabuki thought before returning to her magazine. And I don't care who, happiness must be destroyed for that goal to be accomplished. Flashback end. At first, it was out of duty to her mother, but then she actually developed the need to become his friend, but was always turned down by a cold glare worthy of an Uchiha. Before walking over to Naruto, Sakura always saw Sasuke smiling with Naruto and was mesmerized by that smile. She wanted to make him smile like that. She wanted to be his friend. She wanted to train and get stronger with Sasuke. But no, it was always Naruto. Everywhere Sasuke is, Naruto was close by. Sakura became envious of Naruto. How come he gets to be Sasuke's friend? She heard that he was the Hokage eldest, but Yandere-sama didn't like him that much. Why should Sasuke be friends with someone that got on Hokage-sama's bad side? Confusion turned to envy. Envy turns to loathing. Loathing turned into anger and frustrations. After hearing about the Uchiha massacre and saw how Sasuke and Naruto friendship broke off, she felt that this would be her lucky break. But no, she even gotten colder glares, the type that sends shiver down your back. Sakura saw how Sasuke developed into a handsome boy and started to gain feelings for him. Unfortunately, she wasn't the only one. She broke off her first friendship with Ino to chase after Sasuke. Damn, was she stupid. Sasuke was colder than before, and when she heard that she was on Sasuke's team, she thought that the heavens had finally answered her prayers. But when she heard that Naruto would be on said team, she was shocked. Thinking that being on the same team would rekindle their past friendship and Sakura would never get a chance to be with Sasuke or be his friend. Sakura rubbed her eyes and took out a kunai and started darting up to find Kakashi. Sakura entered a clearing, finding Kakashi sitting on a rock with an orange book in his hands. Sakura thought that this was her chance to shine, darted off to Kakashi with mid-academy level speed and held her two kunais in reverse. She tried to strike Kakashi but missed horribly. The Jonin was behind her and kicked her feet, making the Haruno fall. Kakashi weaved through hand seals and disappeared. Ninja Lesson Number 3, Genjutsu. Kakashi's voice was heard from all direction in the clearing. And Nani, where did he go? Sakura asked herself. She then heard a twig snapped and spun around to find Sasuke covered head to toe in blood and kunais and a steel pipe running through Sasuke's stomach. Sakura's blood ran cold. Sasuke looked up at Sakura with sad eyes. Sakura, please, I'm sorry the way I acted before, please save me. Kakashi and Naruto did this to me and left me for dead. Sasuke trudged forward holding a bloody hand out. Please save me, why you're the only one I see I can trust. Sasuke fell forward, blood splatter across Sakura's face. With wide eyes and paled skin, Sakura did the only thing she could think of. She screamed. Sakura fainted. Kakashi, who was standing on a branch overhead, looked at the genjutsu-induced girl with guilt. I think I overdid it, Kakashi muttered to himself. He was honestly surprised the academy praised her for her perfect chakra control. With the chakra control he was told about, he thought that she would be a genjutsu type and would have broken out of it. Sadly, it looked like he was wrong. You think, a voice alerted Kakashi. He turned to see Sasuke and Naruto minus the dog hat, behind him doing some strange poses. Kakashi would have sweat dropped if he didn't felt an ominous aura coming off the two. He wondered why they're both together. He thought his plan to separate the team to make them fail would have worked knowing the history between the three. How come you guys are working together is what you're going to say? Sasuke said with a smirk. How come you guys are working together? Kakashi blurted out. He covered his masked mouth and his lone eyes widened. What the fuck, how did you know what I was going to say? You'll yell. Naruto told the silver-haired Jonin in a matter-of-fact tone. What the fuck? Kakashi yelled. How did you know what I was going to say? They did it again. Kakashi looked at the two who have identical smirks on their face. You'd think that Naruto and I hated each other. Sasuke began putting his one arm on his hip and on leg jutted outward while combing back his hair. But you failed to realize that Sasuke and I go way back. Naruto held out his palm in front of his face, one leg jutted outward to the side. So, you figured out the meaning of this test? Kakashi asked, only to get his answer by the smirks on the boy's face. Flashback. Naruto was honestly confused. He remembered his father telling Erasure and Mito that Konoha prided themselves on teamwork, and preached that if you work together with your teams your missions will be successful. So why would Kakashi split them up like this unless there was a secret meaning behind this test? Of course. Kakashi was splitting them up. Naruto's eyes widened when he came to that conclusion. He shot off to find Sakura, only to hear a scream. Nope, never mind, guess Sasuke it is then. Naruto sped through the foliage of the training grounds and was greeted by quite a sight. A red-faced Uchiha buried from the neck down was spouting some words that would make Taiya blush, but seeing as Naruto have no idea who Taiya is, he just shrugged it off. I see you're learning about your roots? Naruto said with a smirk. Sasuke shot his old friend a deadly glare. You blonde hair bum, Sasuke hissed out. Naruto feigned hurt, and placed a palm over his heart. Is that any way to speak with the only person who can help you out of your earthly situation? Naruto mocked, laughing at his puns. Sasuke stared at the laughing blonde with a deadpan look. Your puns were never funny, and I see that you haven't changed. Sasuke sighed out. Naruto then adopted a serious look on his face. Naruto sat in front of Sasuke while digging him out. I think. Why you think? Sasuke exclaimed in a mocking tone. Naruto glared at him for a moment, shutting the Uchiha up. As I was saying, Naruto hissed out. I think I found out the true meaning of this test. Sasuke was now paying full attention to the blonde Namikaze. True meaning? What true meaning? Weren't they supposed to get the bell and the loser gets sent back to the academy? True meaning? He parroted. Naruto nodded. Remember how all teams in Konoha were supposed to have 3 teammates like the legendary Sanins and the Inoshikacho and Konoha Great Huntsman squad? Naruto informed Sasuke. Sasuke looked at Naruto for a moment. But what if they replaced the person who didn't get a bell to make up for that? Sasuke asked. Naruto shook his head. There are not that many genins in Konoha's reserves to replace a supposed teammate in a test like this, and I doubt that they would take a student out of the academy with bare minimum of how shinobi works. Naruto answered. Sasuke contemplated for a second before nodding. Makes sense, Sasuke said as he wriggled out of the hole that Naruto helped made a little wider. Sasuke dusted himself off. So, what's the plan? Sasuke asked him as he stretched his stiff bones. Being stuck underground for 20 minutes isn't good for your joints. Naruto thought for a moment before having a wicked grin flashed across his face. Remember Formation Sunlight? Naruto asked, his grin getting wider as Sasuke's eyes widened. Why, you sure? Sasuke asked. I mean, we haven't practiced it for a while now. Don't worry, I'm sure it will work out, Naruto said as he got up, stretching his back and legs. Naruto took of the dog hat, mumbling something that sounded pretty close to not wanting this beauty here get damaged. Sasuke watched him and sighed. Why did I ever become friends with you? Sasuke asked. It was meant as a rhetorical question, but Naruto answered. We were just 2 people who needed to get out of our sibling's shadow, Naruto replied. Besides, we hit off well, didn't we? HN. Not this bullshit again. Flashback end. Ready, Sasuke? Naruto asked as he lowered his cap, making it shadow his eyes. Sasuke nodded, getting into a taijutsu stance. White chakra came off Naruto's diamond-encased fist. They got ready to strike, but then suddenly was heard throughout the clearing. Sasuke and Naruto had beady black eyes blinking. Kakashi, who was slightly amused and a bit relieved, one of them made him pull out his Sharingan. If both of them were attacking him with the intent to kill, he might not have survived. And one-man diamond army and a freaking human flamethrower, the thought of it sent shivers down the Jonin's spine. Well then, guess time's up. Kakashi smiled. In the forest of the Land of Fire, majestic deer were prancing around, exotic birds in their nest caring for their young, Powerful bears were looking for their next meal and a place to hibernate for the upcoming winter, and beautiful wolves were running in their packs. Then suddenly their predator senses were tingling. The deers looked up, watching for the possible threat. Birds took flight for a bird's eye view to warn the other animals. The bear stood on its hind legs, trying to look menacing on it would-be attacker, and the wolves made a barrier around their young. What would make the wildlife of the Land of Fire act this way? A resonating sound of two pissed 12 years old. Kuh! In Training Ground 7, you can find two pissed off 12-year-old boys grumbling, and one pink-haired girl tied to the center post. Their sensei Hitaki Kakashi, the elite jonin of Konohagakure, towered over them, and his arms at his sides. Well, Kakashi started. I'm not failing you guys, Kakashi told the three. Naruto's eyes widened and Sasuke had a pleased smirk on his face. Sakura tilted her head in confusion. You mean we pass, but all I did was faint, did that count as something? Our bubblegum-haired girl asked. Kakashi looked over to her before saying, I suggest you drop out of the ninja program and find jobs as civilians. Kakashi told them, and the reactions were instantaneous. Naruto glared at the man, Sakura gasped, and Sasuke quickly wielded two kunais and rushed at the jonin. Kakashi lifted one foot and placed it on top of Sasuke's right arm, making the young Uchiha drop to the ground. He tried to get up, but Kakashi was quick to sit on top of him, a kunai dangerously close to the boy's nape. Kakashi leveled a glare on him. You think being a shinobi is a joke? Kakashi asked dangerously. This isn't a game, a shinobi die every day, this is the real world. Kakashi hissed out, the three genin to be gulped at the little killing intent Kakashi was leaking. Naruto, kill Sakura or Sasuke dies. Kakashi barked out. Sakura's eyes widened in fear when she heard that order. Naruto paled a little. Kakashi eased up off Sasuke. This how it is in the shinobi world, we are tools of the village, we live we die for our village, romance have no place in the ninja world. Kakashi looked at Sakura when he said that. There's no room for revenge. His eyes drifted to Sasuke before settling onto Naruto. And there's no room for fame, sure there were legends but that wasn't their goal. Shinobi who lust after fame die quicker in the ninja world, whether by going against their commanding officer orders or deserting their village. Take Mizuki for example. Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura heads bowed low in shame. Kakashi sighed. All we have is our comrades, they watch out back and we watch theirs. That is how Konoha became so successful. We don't rely on anyone else but our teammates. Now tell me, which is more important, the mission or your teammates? Kakashi asked. Sasuke looked up. That's easy, the mission of course. Sasuke stated. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. So, you'll just abandon your teammates for the mission? Kakashi hissed out. Any thoughts of passing this team just flew out of the window. An old friend told me this, those who abandon the mission are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are lower than trash. The three genin to be eyes widened. Unknowingly to Kakashi, those words made a big impact to the three. Kakashi sighed before giving Naruto and Sasuke a bento box. I will give you guys one more chance to get the bell from me, Kakashi informed them. However, you must not feed Sakura. If any of you feed her, you will be kicked from the shinobi program in an instant. And with that, Kakashi disappeared in a plume of smoke. Naruto, who stayed quiet during the whole ordeal, took his bento box and opened it. He snapped his chopsticks before murmuring a small gratitude for the food. Sasuke mimicked Naruto and quickly started to eat his. The aroma from the bento drafted itself into Sakura's nostrils, making her mouth water at the smell of the food. Naruto rose his chopstick to take a bite of a sweet and sour chicken. Stopped as he heard a low growl. He turned his head to find a red-faced Sakura. Jigomen, continue your lunch, Sakura stuttered out. Naruto sighed and got up. He picked up a piece of the chicken and placed it in front of her. Say, Naruto said to her, as if she is but a child that needed to be fed by her mother. Sakura's eyes widened. Why would he do this? She abused him for just being close to Sasuke, yet he's offering her food and at the risk of being kicked out of the shinobi program. This one act of kindness changed her whole viewpoint of Naruto. I am not that hungry, you eat it. Sakura tried to deny, but her stomach protested. Naruto looked at her before putting the SNS chicken to her lips. Eat, was the only thing he said. Sakura nodded and ate the chicken. Flavors exploded in her mouth. Nothing ever tasted so good. Sasuke got up and offered a shrimp, which she so happily ate. Naruto patted her on her head. Good girl, Naruto said with a smile. Sasuke smirked while Sakura flushed in embarrassment. The sky suddenly gotten dark and lighting flashed through the sky. Kakashi appeared in front of them with killing intent leaking out of him. Naruto and Sasuke both got in a fighting stance. Why did you went against my orders? Kakashi hissed out in what seemed like unbridled rage. Naruto was quick to response. We are a team and we look out for each other. I will happily leave the ninja program if my teammates can advance. Is that so? Kakashi asked. He looked at Sasuke with cold eyes. What do you have to say for yourself, Uchiha? Kakashi asked. Sasuke paled at the killing intent but was quick to compose himself. Naruto is right, we are a team and I will stand by them, the lone Uchiha said defiantly. Sakura's eyes widened with unshed tears. Why you guys? Sakura muttered. Kakashi looked at them for a moment. The tension in the air was so thick they could barely breathe. Kakashi smiled, the clouds dispersed and the tension had disappeared. You passed, Kakashi smiled. The three genins' eyes widened before smiles broke out on their faces. Naruto fell on the grass with a relieved look on his face. Sasuke cut Sakura free, and Sakura grabbed Sasuke and started to dance around with him. Kakashi chuckled as Sasuke has swirls for eyes. Alright Squad 7, meet me here tomorrow at 9 for our first official mission. Kakashi instructed them, excited that he will introduce his team to the joys of D-rank missions. He got a chorus of "Hi Sensei" before he disappeared in smoke. We're finally genin, Sakura said to herself. She looked up to her new teammates. Why don't we all celebrate with barbecue? Sorry, but I'm busy at the moment, I have something to do, maybe next time, Sasuke said before jumping away in the direction back to the village. Sakura looked to Naruto with a hopeful look in her eyes. Gomen Sakura, but I have to unpack some more boxes, maybe next time? Naruto asked. Sakura gave a small nod to Naruto, who jumped away. Maybe next time, she said to nobody as she too jumps her way back home with only one thought in mind. Naruto may not be that bad. Hokage office. Jonins were gathered inside the office of the Yondaime Kage of Konoha, giving reports about their teams who passed or failed. Team 1 failed, Hokage-sama, one Jonin reported. Team 2 failed. Team 3 failed. Team 4 sighed a Jonin with shades around his eyes. I suggest they are to be dropped from the ninja program immediately. Team 5 failed. Team 6, please Hokage-sama, I beseech you, don't make me take up another genin team, begged a Jonin with wrappings around his head. Since Kakashi haven't arrived yet, continue with Team 8 please, Minato sighed out. Team 8 pass, they showed great teamwork, as expected of the next generation of the Idaina Shuryo Butai. A kunoichi with a red dress and scarlet eyes reported, this was Kurenai Yuhi, the Genjutsu mistress of Konoha. Minato nodded his head in satisfactory. Team 10 passes, they have surpassed my expectation with their knowledge of their clan jutsu. With enough training they might surpass their predecessors of the Ino Shikacho. A smoking bearded Jonin reported with a sash with the kanji fire on it. This was Sarutobi Asuma, the youngest son of the Sandaime Hokage. Team 11 passed with flying colors, they understood the meaning of the test right off the bat, I have hopes for them. Chirped a red-headed woman in a Jonin attire. This was Kushina Uzumaki, the wife of the Yondaime, and mother to Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. A plume of smoke appeared in the office indicating that it was a Shunshin, revealing Kakashi. Kakashi sheepishly rubbed the back of his head with a nervous chuckle and an eye smile. Sorry I'm late, you see there was this rare volume of Ika Ika in the middle of the street with a person name on it. Being the gentleman I am, I tried to locate him to return his book. Lied Kakashi, earning sweat drops in the room. Gentleman, you're right, muttered Kurenai. What happened to the sweet little boy that would be appalled at the sight of those books? Wondered Kushina. Minato chuckled lightly. Your report, Kakashi? Minato asks. Team 7. Cue dramatic pause passes. Kakashi smiled. The other Jonins looked flabbergasted. It was no secret that the copy Nin brutally fails his past genin teams. To hear one that passed was astonishing. Tell us what happened, Kakashi. Minato asked. He too was curious about his son, if he deserves to call him that, progress. Kakashi nodded before recapping what happened during the bell test. It would be an understatement of the century to say that everyone was shocked. Hokage-sama, those two, Naruto and Sasuke, they can't be genin level. Naruto is high Chunin to low Jonin at the very least, and Sasuke is mid Chunin level. Kakashi dropped the bomb. Minato rubbed his chin in contemplation. How did Naruto get so strong? Minato pondered. I know we didn't train him, and that was a mistake I hope to be forgiven for. And sensei, Naruto seemed to be a combat genius. I can tell from his reaction that he made up his moves right on the spot, Kakashi told him. Minato and Kushina eyes widened. Minato-kun, I'll go talk to Naruto after this briefing, Kushina informed her husband. Minato nodded, but Kakashi knew that this wouldn't be a good idea, but he decided to stay quiet. I heard he moved into a complex near mine on Hashirama Avenue, a Jonin in the background informed. Minato and Kushina nodded their head in gratitude. All right, meeting adjourned, dismiss. Minato announced, and all the Jonin's body flickered away. Minato rubbed his hands through his sun-kissed hair and sighed. Why did I ever took up the Hokage position? Minato asked himself, and the hidden Umbu. Naruto's apartment. Naruto stripped himself of his clothes in favor of an orange short and black shirt. Packing out the last contents of his stuff, he collapsed on the bed, staring at the ceiling. I'm finally a genin, and no more bullshit test to tell me otherwise. Naruto then smirked as he looked around his apartment. It was still bare but convenient. This place, it's all mine, and the best thing, his parents and siblings doesn't know where he lives, or so he thought. Naruto thought then drifted to his teammate, his old friend Sasuke, and the girl who always had a grudge on him. He just hopes that everything will come up fine. Naruto got up from his spot on the bed and sauntered into the small kitchen. Insert soundtrack, Roundabout by Yes. I really ought to stock up on some groceries. Naruto mused to himself as he walked to the door and put on his sandals. I'll just eat out. Naruto opened the door and found someone who was just about to knock. His eyes widened. Why you? He stuttered. He then glared at the newcomer. Hello, Sochi. Naruto stood there, bewildered. How in Kami holy name did this woman found out where he lives? He swears when he found out who informed them of his location, he will unleash an unholy Uzumaki pranking spree on that fucker. Said fucker suddenly had the urge of holing himself up in his house for 10 years or more. What do you want? Naruto growled out. The newcomer looked shocked at the amount of animosity in Naruto's voice. Is that any way to speak to your mother? Kushina asked with narrow eyes. After all, I did come all this way to congratulate you. Now it's Naruto's turn to narrow his eyes. With barely restrained anger, Naruto bit out. Since when you were ever a mother to me? Kushina's eyes widened before she composed herself. I birthed you, I had given you life. Kushina said. A mother is someone who took care of their young, you didn't. Naruto spat out. Kushina glared at Naruto. Oh man up, stop with your angst fest, here we are trying to fix things up with you and you're acting like a spoiled brat. Kushina all but shouted at Naruto. Naruto had to restrain himself from striking this woman down with a Daya Hammerenden right here and now. Even if you do despise us, you still have Minato-kun's and I blood coursing through your veins, ergo you are a part of our family whether you like it or not. Kushina said. Now come pack your things, you're coming back home. As your mother and clan head I demand you. Naruto's eyes widened. How dare this woman, the audacity of her. Coming in here scolding him and demanding him of all things. Then something snapped in Naruto at what Kushina said. He have their blood in his veins. Quickly grasping a kunai, he slashed his palms and threw the blood on Kushina, staining her dress. Naruto's icy blue eyes bore into Kushina's gray blue. I, Uzumaki Naruto, disown you as my mother and disowning my clan. Naruto spat out. And as of blood you can have it. From now on I am Daya no Naruto and I cut all my ties with you. I am no longer your child and want nothing to do with you. Please be on your way, Uzumaki-sama. Naruto spat out the last part to his former mother. Kushina's eyes widened. Things wasn't supposed to go this bad. Why did she had to be so short-tempered and spout out those stupid things? Now look what her big mouth got her. Her own child disowning her and the clan. He even threw his blood back at her, breaking any bonds they had or might have had. The mother in her wanted to break down and beg forgiveness, but the shinobi in her and the clan head wanted to wipe her hand clean of the clan's deserter. Kushina looked down. Emotions raged in her eyes like a wildfire before she composed herself, sneered and walked out, hearing her former son slam the door in her wake. Right now, she is shinobi, she can mourn for the loss of her son later in privacy. Line break. A month after Naruto disowned himself from the family, things have turned to worse for the Uzumaki Namake's family. They were split in two, with Minato and Mito trying to make up for what they did, while Erasure and Kushina didn't want nothing to do with Naruto outside professional terms. Mito still remembered the argument when her cousin came home that night. Flashback. What do you mean he disowned us? Minato yelled at hearing how Naruto disowned them. What did you do? Kushina shrugged her shoulder, much to Minato's ire. He washed his hands clean with us, and I expect us to do the same, Kushina said without a care in the world. Minato's eyes flashed with rage. How can you be so calm about this? Minato asked. Weren't Uzumakis were big on family? Kushina then glared at Minato, and she got up. Don't you dare bring that into this. He disowned us, you and me, he is trash to us, Kushina said coldly. Besides, less mouth to feed in this house, don't you th? Crack. Mito covered her ears as she hides herself in the stairway, tears cascading down her face. Erasure had a small smirk. Praise Kami that scrub was out of the family. He should have been grateful that he was born in such a family that been blessed by Kami herself, Or maybe they are the offspring of Kami on Earth. God complex, no? Minato fist was through the wall, face betraying no emotions, ice-cold blue eyes zeroed in on Kushina. At the moment he was not Minato Namikaze, he was now the Kiroi Senko, the Yondaime Kage of Konoha. You were not the woman I married, he stated before storming out the room. The house shook as he slammed the door. Kushina stared impassively at the door for a moment before bursting into tears and barricaded herself in Minato's and her room. Women are confusing, no? Mito ran off, leaving a grinning Erasure. Flashback Andy? Mito sighed as she washed her face in the sink before having to go downstairs to get to her mom for a team meeting. Normal P.O.V. This is Scarecrow, is everyone in place? A voice went through the 3 Genin earpiece. Crazy Diamond in position, I have visual on the target. Another voice ran through the earpiece. Duckass in position, I too have visual on the target. Oh, and Crazy Diamond, I'm going to kill you later, said the third voice. This is Princess Bubblegum, I too have visual permission to attack? Oh, and Duckass. Cue snickering from Crazy Diamond. Can I watch? Minasan. Scarecrow drawled out. You can kill Crazy Diamond after the mission, also permission granted, go. Shadow blurred through the trees, all with the same goal. The target, who was peacefully licking her legs, suddenly sensed danger. She quickly jumped over the first shadow. Kyuso! It yelled. The target then, with the agility of a shinobi, darted through the foliage, zigzagging left to right, trying to throw off her persistent pursuers. The out of nowhere, a whiskered face blonde busted out of the ground, grabbing her. Is it the target? Another shadow landed, asked, carefully distancing herself from the danger that was Tora. Hi, red ribbon on the right ear, let's go return her to Madame Sure Jimmy. I have a half of a mind to turn that furball into a scarf. Let's just go turn in our mission, any? Kakashi asked with an eye smile. The 3 Genins nodded and started their way back to Konoha Mission Department. Line break. Oh, my sweet Tora Chan, oh how mommy missed you. An oversized woman with a lot of makeup and her brunette hair tied into a bun. This is Madame Sure Jimmy, the wife of Hai no Kuni's daimyo. Suffer, you damn feline. Our favorite protagonist thought as he watched the cat get crushed between the robust woman's bosom. Now I know why he runs away all the time, poor thing. Our pink-haired sidekick thought as she looked at the brown cat in pity. Sasuke's left eyebrow twitched in annoyance. Ahem. Now that I have your attention, more selections for D-Rank's mission came in. They are taking care of Mito Kato-sama, grandchildren, weeding S front yard or... Crash. YOWL. Tora Chan, come back. Or catching Tora team again. Minato finished lamely with a sweat drop. Naruto, who developed a newfound hatred for cats, would do anything to get out of this dilemma right now, or he might just wring the cat's neck with 2 diamond-encased fists. Hokage-sama, forgive me for my intrusion. Naruto started. Minato felt a little saddened that he didn't refer to him as Tusan, but he knew he was at fault. I feel that my team and I are ready for a C-rank mission. We cannot gain any experience from doing measly chores that civilians are too lazy to do themselves. Now you listen here, Naruto, you're a genin, the lowest of the low. It is tradition for genin to work on D-rank missions and work their way up the pecking order. Iruka interrupted, feeling that the team is not ready to take on the outside world and losing their innocence just months after leaving the academy in a peaceful era. Hold on there, Iruka, it's up to the sensei of the squad to decide if they are ready. Minato reminded Iruka, who looked sheepishly and muttering sorry for a bit. So Kakashi, are they ready for a higher mission? Kakashi contemplated for a bit. Let his cute little minions take on a higher mission and don't hear any more bitching about a certain mission. Or stay here to do more just to torture them to his amusement. Decision. I feel like they are ready, Hokage-sama. Kakashi I smiled. The 3 genins let out a breath they didn't know they were holding in. Alright, Iruka-san, can you call in the client, please? Minato asked. Iruka nodded before pressing an intercom. Tazuna-san, your escorts are ready. After a few minutes of waiting, the door creaked, revealing an old man with glasses and a straw hat stumbling into the room. He took a sip of his sake and looked at his escorts. These brats are going to escort me? Tazuna asked. They look like they haven't come out of their diapers yet. He then pointed to Naruto. That short one with that dog hat looks super stupid, are you sure he's a ninja? Naruto glared at the drunken elder with a menacing aura. Hell, Tazuna could swore he saw purple menacing kanji floating around Naruto. Kakashi, who thought it was a genjutsu at first, smile with a sweat drop. But to be better safe than sorry, he placed a hand on the blonde's shoulder. If anything goes wrong, you can count on me, Any Kakashi said with an confident aura. Besides, I am an elite jonin of this village. Wow, Sensei sure is humble. The three genins thought sarcastically. Tazuna seemed relieved at this and nodded. Well, I am the super bridge builder Tazuna. I hope you escort me back home safely to complete my super project for my country, Tazuna said. All right everyone, you got 3 hours to prepare your things and meet and the west gate, dismissed. Kakashi instructed before disappearing in a plume of smoke. The genins began to file out of the room. Naruto, please wait, Minato called out. Naruto turned around, a slight frown marred his face. Hi Hokage-sama? Naruto asked, uncomfortable of being in the same room alone with this man without his team. I just want to say good luck and be careful, alright? Minato asked. Your concerns are appreciated, Hokage-sama. Naruto huffed before walking out of the room. Minato sighed before contemplating how to get in Naruto's good grace again. Line break. Team 7+1 is currently waiting for their sensei to arrive. The parties present are both greatly annoyed. Is he always this late? Tazuna asked. Even on a mission, the Bakashi is still late. Naruto hissed out. Sasuke snorted in agreement, while Sakura nodded in agreement. Ma, give me a little bit of credit, won't you? Kakashi asked, who seemingly appeared out of nowhere. The four jumped in surprise. Raised in a shinobi village, I thought that they would be used to this sort of thing. The lone Hitaki thought. Alright, Minasan, let us embark on our journey. And so they set off. Line break. The hot noon sun beat down on the three genin who have been walking for hours without rest. Getting a tad bit bored, Sakura started to entertain herself by asking Tazuna a couple of questions. So Tazuna-san, how long have you been a bridge builder? She asked. Tazuna looked at the girl before taking a sip of his ever-present sake. Well, let's see here, I've been a bridge builder for 40-odd years now, he answered, stroking his beard. I see, do you have any ninjas in Wave? She asked curiously. If he had shinobi in his own village, why not hire them from there? No, you see, Wave is a small port country, we have no need for a ninja village, he answered. Kakashi started to bring himself into conversation. There are only a few ninja village, but the main ones are Konohagakure, Kumogakure, Iwagakure, Sunagakure, and the closest one to Wave is Kirigakure. They are all led by Kages. Together they are known as the Gakiches. If Kirigakure the closest, why hire Konoha-nin? Naruto asked. But Kakashi answered for Tazuna. Kirigakure is currently under a civil war. Kakashi said. There was solemn silence as they pass a puddle. Wait, a puddle? It hasn't rained in months, and how can a puddle survive in this weather? Suddenly chains erupted out of the puddle and enveloped around Kakashi, who looked surprised. There was a sound of blades shredding flesh, and red erupted in front of the genin and super bridge builder eyes. Kakashi-sensei. Naruto couldn't believe it. He thought this was a simple escort mission with no interaction with any other shinobi. Naruto watched as Kakashi was shredded to pieces. Blood sprayed everywhere. Our blonde hero eyes narrowed, and his blue eyes turned to ice as he heard the two assailants laughed. A gas mask with horns down their faces. They wore dark cloaks and menacing-looking gauntlets that connected them both with a long chain with blades. They were Gozu and Meizu, the demon brothers of the mist. One down. One gloated. 3 more to go. The other finished with a sadistic tone in his voice. They rushed towards their next target, Naruto. Sakura quickly drew a kunai and stood in front of their client. Sasuke, however, threw a shuriken at the long chain that connected to the brothers, making it stuck to a tree, and threw a kunai to keep it in place. Meizu scared and quickly disconnected both him and his brother. Sasuke quickly engaged Gozu, locked against gauntlet and kunai. Those two deadly weapons both sang their songs of death. You think you got a chance against me? Gozu asked. I've killed more men since you were in diapers. Sasuke gritted his teeth as he was being overpowered by the bigger and more experienced shinobi in front of him. Damn, I have to do something. Sasuke then jumped back and started weaving hand seals. Fire style, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Katan, Gokaku no Jutsu. Sasuke bellowed as a large ball of fire rushed towards the Mist Nuke-nin. Gozu rolled out of the way, but his back was singed by the heat of the jutsu. He didn't have time to recover as Sasuke threw shuriken at him. Sasuke then wielded 2 kunais and rushed at the Nuke-nin, throwing a barrage of attacks. Naruto composed himself and reached for his steel pipe as he engaged Meizu. Meizu looked surprised at Naruto's choice of weaponry. That, however, cost him. As he was paying more attention to the steel pipe, he didn't register a Naruto clone erupted from the earth with a fist encased in diamonds. As Meizu was going to insult Naruto for his weapon, he felt nothing but pain. Then the world went black. He got struck in the temple. Fortunately for Meizu, he is wearing a mask that cushioned most of the blow. If it wasn't for that mask, Gozu would have lost a brother. Gozu ducked and weaved through the last loyal Uchiha barrage of attacks. He saw, in the corner of his eye, Meizu collapsed. Feeling rage that his brother was defeated, rushed to Naruto, who was unaware of the incoming danger. As Gozu loomed over Naruto, he got clotheslined by the copycat ninja. Kakashi-sensei! Sakura yelled in relief. Tazuna too was relieved. In more ways than one, if the dark spot on his pants was any indication. Great work, you guys, Sakura, for rushing to protect the clients, and Naruto and Sasuke for holding on your own against Chunin-level ninjas. Kakashi smiled. He knew they could beat them. Not to brag or anything, Kakashi was confident that he got the strongest team Konoha produced in this generation. He might as well be looking at the second coming of the Saiyans right here. Sensei, not that I'm glad or anything, but how are you alive? We saw you got ripped to pieces. Sakura asked as she, the client, and her two teammates looked at the spot where Kakashi supposedly died. Sakura paled, Sasuke closed his eyes, and Naruto turned away. Only Tazuna lost his breakfast while Kakashi looked sheepish. Laying there dead on the ground in a pool of its own blood was a deer with its entrails thrown all over the place. Gomen, I had to make it look like I actually died, so I kawarimi with a nearby deer I spotted and placed a henge on it to make it look like me. Kakashi explained. Sakura and Sasuke nodded, while Naruto looked at the deer, then had a large smile splitting his face. At least, Naruto said, drawing the attention from the shredded deer to him. We have dinner. Sasuke and Sakura sweat dropped. Kakashi cleared his throat, drawing the attention to him. Now let's get back to business, right, Tazuna? Kakashi smiled at the now sweating bridge builder. Line break. So a multi-million Rio shipping tycoon Gato has taken over your country and started to oppress your people, is that correct? Kakashi asked after hearing Tazuna's story on why he lied about the mission ranking. Apparently his country was poor, even the daimyo has barely enough, and so they added their Rio up enough for a C-rank mission. Tazuna nodded. And so, you decided to build a bridge to connect with the mainland to relinquish his hold on your country? Tazuna nodded once again. But now his eyes are set on you because you and your bridge are a threat to his business. Tazuna looked down. Kakashi eyed Tazuna before turning to his team. Guys, get ready, we are turning back, Kakashi announced. This mission turned B rank, possibly A depending on who Gato hires to come after the bridge builder. Please. Tazuna dropped on his knees and bowed his head. Please, Kakashi-sama, don't abandon me and my country, we need this bridge, he begged. Kakashi shrugged nonchalantly and turned his back. Not my problem, because of your lie, you could have gotten my genins killed. I see, Tazuna said, his straw hat covering his eyes. He was ready to bring out his trump card, the guilt trip. I guess my cute poor grandchild will just have to cry and cry for his dear old grandpa. He lost his father. But clearly that isn't enough, and my widowed daughter will be forced to sell her body to make barely adequate food for her only child and grow to hate Konoha. Kakashi's eyes twitched. Naruto and Sasuke looked down. Something on the floor suddenly grasped their interest, and Sakura had unshed tears in her eyes. Sakura started off. I can't abandon these people, Kakashi-sensei, they need us. Kakashi and her two teammates looked at Sakura in shock. They thought that she would try to back out of this and try to convince them that they were not ready for this. Sasuke smirked. It wouldn't look good on the village or the Uchiha clan if we abandon someone in need like this, groveling on the dirt floor. We are not IWA. Tazuna's hopes started to rekindle. Well, what about you, Naruto? Are you set on finishing this mission? Asked Kakashi. His lone eye stared intently on Naruto. Naruto smirked and hugged both his teammates. If my teammates are in this, then so am I. I would never abandon my teammates, Databeo. Naruto grinned. Kakashi looked at Tazuna. Well, here you have it, one genin team ready to escort you to liberate you people. Kakashi smiled. Tazuna looked up with tears of joy streaming down his face. All right, gang, let go, Kakashi announced. Inner Tazuna had a cheeky smile while holding his hands up in a peace sign with the emboldened words victory over his head. By the way, Tazuna, after this I hope you can pay Konoha back for a full BA rank mission, Kakashi said. The inner Tazuna suddenly had comical tears streaming down his face as the emboldened words broke and the tori fell on top of his head, leaving a bump. Hi, Kakashi-sama, Tazuna said weakly. Later that night, Team 7 and friend made camp in the same area that night. Naruto started to cook the deer into a stew. Gozu and Meizu were both away and tied with ninja wire, glaring at their captors. As Naruto mixed the stew, Sakura tried to get to know Naruto a little bit more. Wow, Sakura said as she sniffed the exquisite aroma that was radiating from the stew. I didn't know you could cook. Well, I had to feed myself after all, Naruto told her. Sakura frowned at that. Feed himself? What happened to his family? She knows his father is Hokage-sama, and his mom the habanero of the leaf. Why would he have to feed himself if he had both his parents? Why, what about your Ka-chan? Wouldn't she cook for you and your siblings? She asked. She then saw Naruto's face got dark after mentioning his ex-mother. Sakura didn't know what she said wrong. That Ana-one never cooked for me. Please, can we change the subject? Naruto seems like he was asking, but he had a demanding tone. Sakura nodded. There was solemn silence between the two before Sakura started again. Naruto? Yeah? I'm sorry, I'm so very sorry the way I treated you before. I hated you for stupid and selfish reasons. I failed to see that you're an actual nice guy. Sakura said as she looked down in the fire, too ashamed to look at Naruto. Naruto looked at Sakura with wide eyes. His eyes then softened, and he placed one hand over her head and started to pet her. Don't sweat it, we're teammates now, right? We got to look out for each other. Naruto told her. He got up and grabbed some bowls and poured the deer stew. He gave one to Sakura, who accepted graciously, then to Sasuke, who nodded his head, and to Kakashi and Tazuna. Naruto got 2 more bowls and walked towards the bounded demon brothers. He placed the 2 bowls in front of them. Insert soundtrack sadness and sorrow. Why? Goza asked. Naruto looked confused. Why what? He asked. This time Meizu repeated the question. Why are you all keeping us alive, and actually treating us like people? He yelled out, frustrated. Because you are people, Naruto answered. Goza and Meizu's eyes widened before looking down. No, we're not. We are just merely tools for our employers, Goza said. We are just shinobi. Killing is all we know, and it's all we ever do, Meizu said. So we have no right to call ourselves people, they both said simultaneously. Naruto shook his head. Ninjas are people too. You choose whether or not you're a tool, like you say, or a person, Naruto said. But remember this, no matter what you call yourself, a tool, a demon, etc., you will always be a person in my eyes, Naruto told them before getting up, leaving the 2 brothers. They never met someone who regarded them as people. Their mother disowned them, calling them demon spawns. Their father, who was a 7 ninja sword man, died before they were conceived by some leaf ninja by the name of Might Dai. They were bred as killers and killed their comrades and friends in the hidden mist. They were both alone, only had each other. Then their enemy, who they tried to kill a few hours earlier, treated them like a person. For the first time, the 2 brothers were happy, not drunk happy, not I just killed a challenging shinobi happy, but like the joy of being acknowledged as a fellow human being and not just a stone-cold killer. Hey Goza and I? Meizu called out. Yamato? Goza answered. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a tool anymore, he said with tears streaming out of his eyes. Yeah, me too, he told his little brother. The both picked up the stew, blew on it, then took a sip. Soundtrack indie? This is so good. They thought both in bliss. It's like their taste buds were enlightened and ascended to Buddha. Kakashi I smiled as he saw the whole thing and watched his student walking back to camp. Naruto, you sure can bring out the best in people, huh? Kakashi thought with pride. I'm so proud, Naruto, more than you ever know. Maybe you'll be able to change everyone's ideology of shinobi as tools. Line break. Kakashi brought the 2 brothers into authority, and wasn't surprised as they say they are now going to change their ways. He walked with his students and climbed down a dirt path. He saw Naruto tensed up a bit. He was proud. After the confrontation of the demon brothers, he knew he shouldn't be so lax, not knowing who Gato might hire. Naruto heard rustling in the bushes and quickly threw a kunai. Hearing a high-pitched squeal of pain, he looked in the bushes and saw a death boar with the kunai lodged in his throat. Naruto sighed. He was getting too tensed. He heard another rustle and quickly removed the kunai from the boar's neck and threw it in the direction of where the sound was originating from. Sasuke ran over and checked the bushes only to find a snow-white hare with comical tears streaming down its face as the kunai almost severed his manhood. Malehood? Rabbithood? Fuck it! Geez, Naruto, calm down, you're making us all nervous, Sasuke chastised. Naruto scratched the back of his head. You damn super brat, giving me a heart attack over a friggin' rodent? Tazuna grumbled. He was really scared. He wanted to hurry home, so he doesn't get in the middle of a ninja super showdown again. Sorry. Naruto chuckled. Sakura and Kakashi eyed the hare. That's odd. I remember reading about big-footed hares changing the color of their fur due to the seasons, and it's summer now, so shouldn't its fur be brown? Sakura wondered. Kakashi, however, knew the situation they were in. The hare fur, it didn't change during season, so it must have been bred in captivity, of course a kawarimi. Kakashi's lone eye widened. He grabbed Tazuna and Sakura. Naruto, Sasuke, duck! He yelled, and duck they did. A large butcher-looking knife flew overhead and lodged itself in an unfortunate tree, the wielder of such brutal-looking blade landing right on top of it. He was shirtless with the baggy pants with camo leg warmers and arms bracers. He had grayish skin and dark black hair where his headband was set in an upright fashion. He wore bandages on the lower portion of his face. His sharp black eyes analyzed the genins in front of him, then to his target. Tazuna had shivers going down his spine when he saw that predatory gleam in this unknown nin's eyes. The shinobi eyes then traveled to the lone Hatake. Eyes widened in recognition. Well, Sharingan no Kakashi, the copycat of the leaf, he said in a mocking tone. It is an honor to meet a legend face to face here. And you too, Momochi Zabuza, the demon of the hidden mist. Guys formed the Manji battle formation around Tazuna. Kakashi ordered getting a round of highs. Zabuza looked amused. It isn't every day he gets to fight a legendary shinobi with his genin squad. Zabuza was now determined to break them, physically and mentally. He's so going to enjoy this. The cold friend killer Kakashi Hatake is now a Jonin sensei. My, how the mighty has fallen, Zabuza said with a cold laugh and released an unhealthy amount of killer intent. The three genin eyes widened at Kakashi's old alias. Friend killer? Sakura stuttered out. Kakashi narrowed his eyes and released his killing intents. Zabuza crossed the line, revealing a secret he never wanted to uncover to his cute little genins. Oh, you haven't heard of your infamous sensei? Zabuza asked. Your dear sensei here murdered his own dear friend just for being captured by enemy shinobi during the Third Great Shinobi War. There are many versions to that story. Zabuza revealed, his arms spread out in a grandeur fashion. Yes, lose trust in your sensei, and in your moment of weakness I will cut you down. A maniacal gleam showed in his eyes. Sensei, is that true? Sakura asked. Kakashi said nothing. Enough talk. Kakashi growled at. He glared at the man who revealed his greatest regret. You took the words right out of my mouth. Zabuza quickly removed his zanbato from the tree and pointed it at Kakashi. I suspect you won't just hand me the old man, Zabuza asked, but all he received was a thrown kunai. Zabuza batted the blade away and weaved through hand seals. Ninja art, hidden in the mist jutsu. Suetun, Kirigakure no Jutsu, he announced, from the already pre-existing mist that was surrounding in the air, added with a little chakra from the jutsu, the mist got thicker, obscuring Zabuza from their view. Killing intent radiating in the air, suffocating the genins. Sasuke was having flashbacks about his family's massacre. Sakura's face turned pale, shaken, and Naruto gritted his teeth. This was something they never faced before. Sure, Naruto killed, but his opponents either underestimated him or just released pitiful amount that he could shake off. But this? It's like being in the presence of a being higher than you. He never felt so incompetent. The look in Zabuza's eyes. Naruto knows he could easily kill him and his teammates. Sasuke was having similar thoughts. He hated the feeling of being incompetent. But the killing intent, it is just too much. He needed to get away. He grasped his kunai and slowly brought it up to his neck and hoped to end his life just to escape this feeling of fear. Sasuke, Kakashi called out, stopping the young Uchiha. No matter what I did in my past, I will not fail to protect you guys. You're all precious to me and I refuse to let any of you be killed. His word relieved Sasuke and Sakura, but Zabuza just laughed. His sinister laughter haunts throughout the mist. Sensei, such touching words. It is quite a sight to see a sensei calm down their charges before they die. I love it when they think everything will be alright. Zabuza's voice was heard throughout the mist. But sensei, what I love even more is the face they make right before I cut them down. You damn monster. Naruto growled out. I'll crush your skull, you damn no-brows. This one got spunking blonde hair, blue eyes, whiskers. My Kakashi, this is one of the Yondame's kid, Zabuza said. Naruto stiffened, releasing killing intent of his own. After I collect my pay from killing the old man, I'll turn your head and this brat to IWA. And sure, they would love to have the head of the person who cost them Kanabi Bridge that fateful summer, and the head of their most hated enemy's son. Kakashi tried to locate the voice. He brought his hand to his headband, revealing his lone Sharingan eye spinning in rage. Oh? The Sharingan so soon? Zabuza mocked. Now where should I strike the larynx? The jugular vein? The heart? Oh, I just can't seem to decide. Zabuza materialized in the middle of the Manji battle formation with his blade ominously hanging over Tazuna's head. Well then, which would you prefer? He bellowed as brought the blade down to decapitate the bridge builder, only for a kunai to find its way to his throat. I guess you're just all talk, Kakashi said, but what seeped out through the wound wasn't the red nectar of life, instead it was water. Amiza Bunshin, since when did he prepare that? Kakashi thought with his eyes widened. he was snapped out of his thought by the scream of Naruto. "Sensei, watch out!" Kakashi turned around only to see a huge blade split him in half. His vision of Zabuza parted in two ways, then burst in an explosion of water. It was Zabuza's turn to be shocked. "Nanny, so this is the power of the copy ninja." Zabuza thought. He turned around and found a kunai to his neck. "It's over," Kakashi said, standing tall and looking badass as ever. This is a Jonin level battle, it's amazing," the three genins thought. Zabuza, however, just leaned forward to the kunai and exploded in water, indicating that he too was a water clone, shocking the others. Kakashi quickly dodged a downward slash but didn't avoid a kick to his nose, making him fall into the nearby lake. Kakashi resurfaced to catch his breath, but he felt a little restricted in the water. "This water, why is it so heavy?" he thought before realization struck him like a raikiri. Of course! Kakashi tried to swim out of the lake in time, conveniently forgetting he can walk on water, but the real Zabuza appeared behind him, catching the feared student of the Yondaime in a water prison technique. "Kakashi, how the mighty has fallen," Zabuza mocked. "And here I thought you would have provided a decent challenge, but it seems like your accomplishment was an over-exaggerated wife tale." Kakashi glared at the demon of the mist. Zabuza looked at him with cruel amusement gleaming in his eyes. "Come on now, don't give me that look. I promise I will play with you a bit more, but right now." Zabuza turned his gaze and looked at Tazuna, who shivered in fear. "I have a job to complete." Water clones appeared out of the water and walked menacing to the trio of genin. The Zabuza clone looked at the three genin with disdain. "Nothing but children wearing headbands, prancing around calling themselves shinobi, makes me sick." The water clone disappears from their sight and appeared right in front of the last Uchiha, and gave him a devastating roundhouse kick. Sasuke flew back, blood spewing out of his mouth. Sakura hurried to catch him and skidded as his body collides with hers. "Pathetic," Zabuza sneered. "You three, run, you can't take him on," Kakashi yelled. "The battle was over when I got caught. I am done for, as my last order as your sensei is to take Tazuna and run." "Your sensei's right, you are way out of your league," Zabuza said. "When I was your age I was neck deep in blood, of both my comrades and enemies." He finished with a sinister smile that was visible through his mouth wrappings. The demon. "Oh, so you've heard of that legend, haven't you? 20 years ago, in Kirigakure's Ninja Academy, the final test, the final requirement to become a shinobi was to kill your classmates." "Yes, do you know what it is like to kill the people you ate with, train, and dreamt dreams with?" "Only 9 genin hopefuls were to survive this test," Zabuza said. Then suddenly a child, no, a monster in the guise of a child, who wasn't even a student in the academy, wiped out 100 of those genin hopefuls. "It felt so good," Zabuza said with a nostalgic look on his face, freaking out the only civilian. How can these people talk about murder so nonchalantly? Training children for Kami's sake, to kill each other just to become shinobi. He was glad he wasn't born in Kiri. "So please guys," Kakashi yelled out desperately. "Just go." "I'm sorry, sensei," Naruto said. He looked at Zabuza with diamonds etching across his face. His dog had abandoned only wearing his military cap. "That is one order I cannot obey." "A bit suicidal, isn't he?" Zabuza asked, looking at the brave yet foolish blonde. "No matter, you will fall before my feet like the insect you are." The Zabuza clone vanished from sight once and appeared right behind Naruto. Naruto turned his head with a panic look on his face and gathering chakra to his feet. "No!" Kakashi yelled. He hated feeling helpless. He can't just stay here and watch his genin die. He desperately punched the water wall. The original Zabuza laughed. "Try as much as you like, there's no way you're getting out on your own," Zabuza laughed. "With Naruto, damn, he's too fast. I won't be able to cover myself in time." Naruto thought worriedly. Our blonde hero got kicked in the left side of his head, slamming into a tree and fell like a ragdoll. "Naruto!" Sasuke and Sakura yelled out. "Looks like he was all talk," Zabuza muttered before he felt something holding onto him from underground. He looked and found multiple hands, the clone. "Now Sasuke!" Naruto yelled out to his teammate, who nodded his head and weaved through hand seals, preforming his favorite jutsu. Fire style, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Katon, Gokaku no Jutsu, was all the water clone heard before he was engulfed in fire. The fire evaporated the water holding the jutsu together. Naruto then tossed the Fuma Shuriken. Naruto looked at Sasuke as he nodded in understanding. Demon Wind Shuriken. Sasuke threw the oversized shuriken, spinning like a deadly buzzsaw at the original Zabuza holding their sensei prisoner. "Oh, so you're finally going to attack," Zabuza said. "However, it is all futile. Zabuza caught the Fuma shuriken but didn't register its shadow. A double? He wondered out loud. But smirked and hopped over it, keeping the prison intact. No matter, you just can't defeat me, Zabuza said cockily. Zabuza didn't anticipate that the shadow of the Fuma shuriken would suddenly poof in smoke, revealing our blonde protagonist under a hinge. Zabuza's eyes widened as he saw the blonde chuck a kunai at him, aiming at the base of his skull. Zabuza was forced to decide, take the kunai to the head and drown Hatake Kakashi, or dodge. And so Zabuza chose the latter. Relinquishing the hold on his water prison, Zabuza dodged the would-be fatal strike from the genin. Zabuza appeared in front of Naruto, enraged that he would be defeated by this kid. You damn brat, you're tough, distracting me and making me relinquish the hold on the prison jutsu. Now stay still and your death will be slow and painful, Zabuza yelled. He swung the blade down but was intercepted by Kakashi, stopping the blade with the metal piece on his fingerless glove. Sorry Zabuza, you forget, I am your opponent, and he didn't distract you to lose your concentration, he forced you to. Kakashi mocked. Zabuza gained a tick mark and jumped back and threw the Kucho Kuribucho in the air and sped through hand seals. To his shock, his opponent started weaving through the same seal as him, and at the same speed. How is he able to tell what? Zabuza thought, but Kakashi interrupted his thoughts. What I am about to do is what you were going to say, Kakashi told him. Zabuza glared at him. Shut up, you know. But a damn monkey? There, he did it again. How is he able to do this? Zabuza saw a genjutsu of him standing by the lone Hatake, throwing Zabuza off balance for a moment. Kakashi did the final hand seal for the water jutsu, and an arc of water surrounded Kakashi and released the devastating water jutsu to Zabuza. Nanny, but I was going to do that jutsu, Zabuza thought as the torrent of water swept Zabuza away. He collided in a sturdy tree. Pain surged through his body like a right-on jutsu. Kakashi threw kunais at Zabuza, hitting their mark on the arms and shoulders. See, can you see the future? Zabuza asked weakly. Kakashi loomed over the fallen missing nin. Yes, Kakashi said, raising the kunai to deal with the final blow. Your future is death. But before Kakashi could react, 3 senbons were lodged in Zabuza's neck, killing him quickly and soundly. You're right. A voice in the forestry chuckled. He is dead, thank you Leaf-san. I was tracking this bastard. Sorry Zabuza-sama, I got to make it authentic. Down for quite a while now. I thank you again for wearing him down. I asked if I take his body to dispose of it. His body does contain secrets Kiri doesn't want other villages to get a hold of. That won't be a problem, right? The hunter nin asked with killing intent laced in her voice. Kakashi checked for a pulse before nodding and examined the hunter nin. A hunter nin at that age, remarkable. He thought. Kakashi knew that Konoha would benefit off Zabuza's corpse, but he has no more energy after fighting Zabuza. He wouldn't survive if the hunter nin would attack. The hunter nin walked past the genin, quickly locking eyes with Naruto before retrieving Zabuza's body. Well, I will be on my way now, goodbye. And in a swirl of leaves the hunter nin was gone. Who was that sensei? Asked Sakura curiously but received no answer. She looked at her sensei, only see him collapsed. Tazuna. Naruto called out, locking eyes with the elderly man. Yeah, what is it that you need? He asked. How far is your village? Not too far from here, just another 40-minute walk from here, he answered. Naruto nodded and did a quick Kage Bunshin to carry Kakashi. Alright, let's go, Eni? Right, let's go home. Team 7 and Tazuna had finally reached Wave Country. It would be an understatement to say that the only conscious member of Team 7 were shocked. They were appalled at the state of the country. Children in rags laying in the middle of the streets, harlots in every alleyway, men were stealing from each other. The most saddening thing was, a grown man was beating an 8-year-old girl just for asking for some food to feed her little brother to death. Everything was clear to them now. Not every country is as peaceful and happy as Konoha, but something else was clearer than the blue sea itself. Gato must be stopped. Tazuna and his escorts had finally made their way to his house. Tazuna knocked the door 4 times in a rhythm, kind of like a code knock. The door suddenly swung open and out came a raven-haired beauty, tackling Tazuna and hugging him like a lifeline. "Tu-san, you're back. I was so worried about you. I thought Gato got you on your way home," the lady said, indicating that she is of Tazuna's kin. Tazuna, taking a big gulp of air after suffocating in her clutches, looked sheepishly. "Sorry for worrying you," Tazuna said, smiling at his dear daughter, his only living child. Tsunami brother Kichimaru was one of the few who was crucified along with Kaiza, Tsunami's second husband. "I've gotten a super team of shinobis. They saved me twice from Gatos's hired ninja." Tsunami, finally noticing the members of Team 7, bowed gratefully and clasped her hands around Naruto's. Thank you so much that you protected my father and brought him back to me," she said. Naruto smiled. "No problem, we just couldn't leave him after hearing about Wave's predicament," Naruto said before adopting a serious look. "Now on to business, do you have a spare room to place our sensei?" Naruto asked. "Hi, follow me please." She ushered them in. Naruto chuckled at Tsunami's baffled expression of seeing an extra Naruto carrying Kakashi's unconscious form. Sakura dropped on the couch resting her weary body and Sasuke followed Naruto and his clones to the spare room. Once there, Naruto laid Kakashi on the lone futon that was in the center of the bare room. Naruto heard Sasuke curse. He turned his attention to Sasuke before asking, "What's wrong with you?" "What do you mean?" Sasuke asked with anger in his eyes. "Didn't you see how incompetent, incompetent, such a fun word. I like it, I announced it this word of the month. We were out there, after all this training, we still couldn't lay a graze on Zabuza's clone, a clone, goddammit." "But we succeeded, didn't we?" Naruto asked. "They won, why is he getting so worked up?" "He underestimated us, he was playing with us this entire time," Sasuke hissed out. "How can I avenge my family, my clan, if I can't beat a A-rank shinobi like Zabuza, much less a S-rank like Itachi?" Naruto's eyes were shadowed by his cap. He couldn't say anything. He knows fighting Itachi is and will be Sasuke's dream, his motivation to keep on living. This must have taken a serious blow to the Uchiha's pride. Sasuke stormed out of the room to blow off steam, but not before saying this. "I refuse to accept such a pitiful victory like this. I'm not like you, Naruto." He got out before slamming the door, leaving the ex-Uzumaki in his room. Naruto laid against the wall staring at the roof, thinking back to what Sasuke said. Had he really think he was strong after winning battles when he was simply being underestimated? Had he really grown into what he hated the most? Was that overconfident that he would win all battles? Naruto closed his eyes, drifting off to sleep after this long day, hoping to answer these questions himself when he wakes up. Naruto thought he understood his teammate and once best friend. But apparently not. Line break. Sakura, who heard everything, could only watch Sasuke storm past her. With a furious expression on his face, she wanted to help Sasuke with whatever problems he might be facing now, but she fears that Sasuke was a ticking time bomb waiting to blow up in her face if she troubles him right now. She felt useless, as a teammate, as a kunoichi, and as a person. "I'm useless," she thought with a downcast look on her face. She didn't do anything to contribute to the fight between the demon brothers nor Zabuza. She felt like a waste of space, an anchor that will only slow this team down. She clenched her fist and bit her lips until blood was drawn. With a determined look, she glared at the roof. "No, I won't be useless anymore. I won't just stand there and slow down my team. After Kakashi wakes up, I'm going to ask him to train me," she thought vehemently while inner Sakura with fire in her eyes, holding up a sign with "You go girl, Shinaro." Line break. Sasuke was furious. No, he was livid. His pride had been dealt a heavy blow after the Zabuza fight. All he did was just being a support, damn it. He felt that he should be on the front lines, side by side with Naruto, the only person he had come to respect other than Shikamaru the lazy genius. Sasuke went into the nearby forestry before laying crushing blows on a poor tree bark. Sasuke jumped back before weaving hand seals. Fire style, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Katon, Gokaku no Jutsu, Sasuke bellowed, leaving the poor tree with a scorched bark, and so Sasuke started to leave crushing blows and a little bit of Katon Jutsu in the clearing until his knuckles were blood and hand were numb. He was completely calm now, and looking back at his early tantrum, he felt a little bit ashamed. "I must have been acting like a pompous, arrogant shit who lost his favorite toy," he muttered to himself. It was rare to see him explode like that. Sasuke dusted himself off, before walking back to the Tazuna's house. Line break. Naruto woke up to a nudge on his shoulders. He opened his eyes and saw his team, Tazuna and his now awake sensei, staring back at him. Naruto blushed in embarrassment, whispered out a quick apology. Kakashi I smiled. "All right, now that we are awake, I just wanted to inform you that I've sent for backup and explained the situation to Hokage-sama via Pakken, my trusty summoning hound," Kakashi said. Team 7 had mixed feeling. They felt relieved that they're getting backup, because they felt that they needed more help to secure victory at whatever Gato might throw at them. But on the other hand, they felt a little peeved that they weren't trusted to complete this mission alone. They prayed that it wasn't any members from their graduation class. They could already hear the bragging. "I also wanted to say I'm proud of you guys, especially you, Naruto. You've dealt with the situation well, and fought like a true Konoha shinobi. I'm very pleased that you guys took me code to heart." Team 7 blushed due to their praise, then smiled warmly to their sensei. Kakashi's eyes then narrowed, making Team 7 tensed. "However, I suspect that we might see our little friend Zabuza again," Kakashi said. Naruto and Sasuke looked shocked, Sakura paled, and Tazuna looked scared. But how, sensei, didn't you confirm him dead? Naruto yelled. His two teammates and client nodded. Kakashi just sighed and started to think of an easy way to explain this. Alright, Sakura, you the bookworm, what weapons did the hunter Nin use? Kakashi asked as his lone eye stayed on Sakura. Sakura tried to remember what the hunter Nin used to eliminate Zabuza. Her eyes widened in realization. Needles. She whispered out. Sasuke breath hitched as he too realized what Kakashi was leading on. Acupuncture. Sasuke whispered out. Once Naruto heard that, his eyes widened. Kakashi nodded, proud that he has insightful students. That hunter Nin is no other than Zabuza's accomplice. He must have put him in a death-like state to successfully get him out of our clutches, Kakashi said. Still, to know that much about the human body, and at such a young age, it's scary. The new generation. This might be a new era of shinobis if there are more young shinobi like these, Kakashi added with an afterthought. Hey, aren't you guys thinking too much about this? Tazuna asked. He was truly frightened. The thought of those super monster shinobi coming back after him is a scary thought. He didn't want to deal with shinobi affairs any more than he must. But to his dismay, Kakashi shook his head. We are ninja, Tazuna-san. We must think about every possibility, every scenario of what may or may not happen. Think underneath the underneath, as my sensei put it, Kakashi told Tazuna, who deflated. The door opened, bringing them out of their conversation. A small child who is no more than 9 years old walked in the room and gave Tazuna a hug. Welcome back, Gigi, the boy murmured. Tazuna hugged him back with a grin on his old face. Inari, my boy, looky here, Tazuna said, pointing to the 4 shinobi who are in the room with them. These super shinobi saved your grandpa's life, and they're going to help me bring Gato down and complete our bridge. They are going to die, Grandpa, Inari said in a tone of indifference, not batting a lash in the shinobi direction. They should just go back to their home and live their lavish lifestyle. And with that, Inari walked home, leaving 2 pissed off teens and a shocked grandfather. Why that? Naruto started, but the words from Tazuna stopped him. Sorry for that. Why, you see, he has been like that since he saw his father crucified in front of him, Tazuna said, getting up and left the room, saying nothing more. I in Konoha Kage office. In Konoha, the ex-father of our blonde was in a heated battle. It seems that Naruto taught paperwork the famed Kagebun Shinjutsu just to get back at his father. He knows Minato deserves some type of punishment for his negligence, but this is too cruel, too inhumane. He is basically living a Kage hell right now. In his very eyes, Minato witnessed paper multiplying. How in Kami's name did Naruto teach paper to utilize chakra? This is illogical. Bakai Namiya no Kuni. Naruto looked up to roof with a content smile on his face, freaking out Kakashi, Tazuna, Sasuke and Sakura. What's wrong, Naruto? Sakura asked. Naruto just shook his head and sighed a happy sigh. Nothing, Sakura, all right, justice is served, I have been avenged, Naruto said cryptically. Team 7 and friend took a couple step back from their teammates/student/escort, back in Konoha Kage office. Minato prayed for a miracle to pull him for his work, and it seems like for once in 12 years, Kami answered his prayers. Pakken, Kakashi personal summoning appeared on his desk. The little dog looked around, then had a huge sweat drop at the amount of paperwork. The sweat drop grew as he saw the paper multiplying and the famed Kiroi Senko driving in tears. Hokage-sama, Pakken called out. Minato looked at the little dog and pet him. Hello, Pakken, why are you here? Minato asked. Pakken unclipped a scroll from his back and gave it to the yondaime. Minato looked confused but opened the scroll nevertheless. His eyes widened as he read the content. Is this true? Minato whispered. Pakken nodded his head in confirmation. Apparently, Team 7 ran into the Demon Brothers and that the client lied about mission info due to financial issues. Team 7 still agreed to continue the mission. They had encountered Zabuza Momochi, one of the hidden swordsmen of the mist, and the wielder of the Kabokari Bucho. Minato nodded his head in gratitude towards the Niken, before the summon disappeared in a plume of smoke. Minato pressed the button for his intercom. Minato wants to help his students' team, but he doesn't have any spare Jonins or Umbu to send out, due to the Chunin exams coming up. And a rumor that the Sound Village may be attacking. Minato need to fortify the village and abolish any weak points around Konoha's wall and barrier. Minato searched through some files underneath the still rapidly increasing paperwork and found out that a certain team requested a C-rank mission. Minato sighed, thinking that this might be the best backup Team 7 might get for now. With a deep breath he pressed the intercom, knowing Naruto will hate him a bit more for this, but right now his safety and survival must be assured. Genma-san, can you please call in Team 9? Minato looked at the assembled team before him in the utmost serious tone he could muster. He began to explain why they were summoned. Team 9, Team 7 are in dire need of relief. The client had lied about what the mission entails, Minato said, studying their faces. The mission, which was originally a simple C-rank escort mission, suddenly became an A-rank. I am sending you, as you're the only available team in the rosters for this mission. Kushina looked at Minato with a delicate eyebrow raised. What happened on the mission that led to the rank getting raised? She inquired. Minato's eyes landed onto her. Momochi Zabuza, he announced. Kushina's eyes widened, Arashi's breath hitched, and Mito gasped. Only Akihiko didn't react, as he hasn't heard of the missing nin. Erasure then smirked. That little shit, no wonder Tusan summoned us here. That piece of shit is too weak for a mission like this. I'll definitely kick Zabuza's ass. Erasure thought arrogantly. Kushina crossed her arms, contemplating. Why should we help them? Kushina asked. He might as well deserve it for abandoning the clan. Enough of this fuckery! Minato yelled out, slamming his hand on his desk. Eyes burned with rage, shocking his family. They were not used to be the center of Minato's anger. This isn't the time or place. I don't care about if he abandoned your clan or not right now. I won't allow you to abandon a Konoha shinobi, especially someone with skills that he possesses. Kushina recomposed herself and sneered as she took the scroll like it is a piece of trash. Mito had a worried look for her former brother. Please God, let them be okay until we make it. She silently prayed. Even though she ignored him for most of his life, she regretted it. Her eyes were forcefully opened when Kushina came home that day saying how Naruto rebuked their blood. She was distraught, thinking that Naruto hated them more than anything in the world. She wanted to desperately make it up to him, and she wouldn't care who she must beat that gets in her way of getting her older brother's favor. Akihiko is a smart boy. He didn't interfere with this family feud. Why did he have to be in this drama? Couldn't he just get a nice normal genin team? He sighed, thinking there will be more of these episodes. Maybe he can ask to be transferred into the interrogation branch. Erasure and a weird look on his face. Why would Tusan go through all this just to get that failure back? He thought. Skills? What skill? Tusan didn't teach him anything. All he can do is turn his body into diamonds. He knows no strategy, no katas. What is this madness? Erasure's hand clenched into a fist until blood was drawn. He despises Naruto. Why? Because he thinks he can just get some weird power and upstage him. He is holding back the Yami chakra of Kyuubi. He basically saving everyone's life. Why must that worthless bastard get so much attention? It wasn't fair. Dismissed. Minato said with a wave. Team 9 disappeared in blurs. Minato leaned his head onto his palm, staring out of his window, noticing that it's starting to rain. Just get home safely, Naruto. Line break. Kakashi led Team 7 into the nearby forestry with crutches for training. Kakashi stopped at 3 largest threes and turned back to face his students. All right, I will demonstrate a chakra exercise for you guys to practice. It will help you with chakra control, so you don't have to waste chakra while performing menial jutsu. Kakashi explained. What is this exercise, sensei? Sasuke asked, intrigued. Kakashi looked at Sasuke with an eye smile and said, We are climbing trees. Sasuke and Sakura sweat drop while Naruto knows where he is getting at. For 2 whole months he saw his former siblings trying to perform that exercise. What do you mean, sensei? Sakura asked. We already know how to climb trees. Yes, you know how to climb trees. Kakashi agreed before walking up the tree and standing upside down, much to his genin's shock. But do you know how to climb while using chakra alone? How does it work, sensei? Naruto asked. Kakashi turned his attention to Naruto. Well, you see, you channel your chakra to the sole of your feet, and you start running towards the tree you chose to climb to build up momentum, so it can take you as high as possible until you get used to it. Naruto nodded. Kakashi threw 3 kunais at the genin's feet. Use the kunais to mark you. Process ready? Kakashi asked. His team nodded. Begin. Team 7 focused their chakra before making a mad dash towards their tree. Sasuke reached up to a decent height before the tree bark broke, making the Uchiha flip in the air and landed on his feet. This is harder than I though, he thought. Sakura ran up the tree with no problem, feeling pride in herself. Kakashi eye-smiled her while Sasuke looked slightly impressed with a small smile on his face. No use of having a weak team. Sakura saw Sasuke's smile and blushed. Naruto, however, began to climb the tree. He reached Sasuke's height before he expelled too much chakra in his feet, making his right leg sunk in the bark. Naruto's eyes comically widened in 2 circles. He tried to pull his leg free, but to no avail, it was stuck. Looks like Sakura is going to become more famous than you, Naruto, and it looks like the great Uchiha clan isn't so great at all. Both Naruto and Sasuke growled while Sakura eat. Shut up, Kakashi-sensei. Sakura yelled out, not wanting to be the center of her teammates' animosity. Naruto finally got himself free and looked at Sasuke with determination in his eyes. Sasuke looked back and nodded. Kakashi I smiled. Now aren't they motivated? Were his thoughts. Line break. Team 7 were around the dinner table with Tazuna and his family. Tazuna started to laugh boisterously. My, this is fantastic. It's been ages since our table were occupied with so much guests. I forgot how lively life can be. He laughed out, looking at the two genins picking out on their food, while Sakura ate quietly, trying not to be embarrassed by her teammates' behavior. More. The both announced, holding empty bowls. The both glared at each other. Sasuke sprouted black cat hairs and a tail, while Naruto sprouted dog ears and a tail, lightning coming out of their glares. They both turned green and puke on the floor. Sakura looked disgusted. Don't eat so much if you're just going to puke it up, you idiots. I need to eat to regain my strength. Sasuke mattered. Naruto nodded. That's very true. Kakashi I smiled. Sakura sighed in submission. Naruto started to laugh at Sakura's facial expression. It seemed like a good time until. Why? A small voice muttered. This ceased all laughing and everyone turned their attention to the youngest at the table. Why what? Naruto asked. Inari looked up at Naruto with a glare on his face and unshed tears. Why are you helping us? You're just going to die. Inari yelled out. Don't you see Gato is unbeatable? He has this power no one else has. He'll just kill you all. So stop trying to act like heroes. There's no such thing. So you're just going to lay on your belly and accept that? Naruto asked. Inari looked at Naruto and pointed a spoon at him. Shut up. Inari yelled. None of you know how easy life is. I bet you're living a comfortable life with your family in a nice house. And you're just wearing your headband over you just because you think it looks cool. Naruto looked at Inari with disgust in his eyes. You live here with a family that loves you. My parents ignored me for most of my life. He then pointed to Sasuke, who's staring impassively into his bowl. He lost his parents and his clan when he was 8. The killer is his older brother. But does that make us weak? No, it makes us stronger. Naruto took Inari's cherry tomato and held it up. Hey, that's mine! Inari yelled out. Naruto smirked cruelly at the kid. And what are you going to do about it? He asked. He then placed the cherry tomato on his tongue. Lick, 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 lick. Inari started to shake in rage. Naruto then crushed the cherry tomato in his teeth and walked out, ignoring the cries of his female teammate. Sensei, I'm heading out, he said, to blow off steam. He opened the door only to find Kushina in mid-knock. Surprise was evident on his face. I really should stop opening door, he thought before he walked past her and her team. Kushina turned to the table where the shell-shocked client and his family and the silent Team 7 were at. What happened? She asked, tilting her head. Kakashi sighed. Well, it looks like our backup is here. Line break. Naruto walked into the woods with an impassive expression on his face. Naruto started to channel chakra to his fist until it is visible and turned his fist into diamonds. But something went wrong. His fist didn't just turn into diamonds, but the chakra surrounding his fist did too, making a diamond boxing glove on his right hand. Naruto looked with wide eyes. I can turn my chakra into diamond too? He asked himself. Naruto then sat cross-legged and started to try shape his chakra into a dog head. It took him 30 minutes to successfully shape his chakra, but the dog head still seemed a little crude looking. Konoha wasn't built in a day. He muttered to himself. He opens his palms, making the diamond dog mouth open before summoning a Kage Bunshin. The dog head latched on the Kage Bunshin throat. Naruto clenched his fist, making the dog head shut its jaw, severing the head of the Kage Bunshin before it erupted in smoke. Suga, he muttered. Naruto summoned more Kage Bunshin with a wide smile on his face. This is going to be fun. Next morning, a dark-haired woman walked into the clearing with a basking in her hands. She saw a body laying in the center of the clearing with birds perched on it. She walked over to the body and shooed the birds away. Laying there was a blonde-haired boy with peculiar whisker on his face. She fell under the temptation to stroke them, making the blonde eyes shuddered open, revealing the bluest eyes she ever seen. You'll get a cold if you sleep out here, she told him. Naruto blinked. In his vision he saw one of the most beautiful girls still stroking his cheeks. He got up into a sitting position. Thanks for the advice, Naruto said with a small blush adorned on his face. Wouldn't you if a beautiful woman you never met stroked your cheeks when sleep? And apparently care for your health. Never mind, I would be shocked. What are you doing here? Naruto asked, his eyes wandered to her basket, seeing all bunch of herbs. My father has fallen ill, so I'm picking herbs to help him get better, she replied. Naruto nodded. Do you need any help? He offered, but paused as he didn't catch her name. Haku, my name is Haku, and yes, I would love your help, she told him with a smile, making Naruto blush more. Daya no Naruto. Naruto introduced himself. Haku tilted her head sideways. What a strange name, she said. Naruto picked up a small wildflower, remembering what he did the previous night. He channels chakra to it, turning the flower into diamond. Haku gasped. Naruto chuckled and gave it to her. They continued small talk as they collected the herbs. So what were you doing out here? She asked. Oh, I was training. I have to keep a promise to someone, Naruto said, recalling when he first met Aizo. Haku tilted her head, making her look cute in Naruto's eyes. Why? She asked. You look strong enough already? Only a fool will be arrogant enough to stay at their current level. I must expand my horizon because there will always be someone stronger than me, was Naruto's answer. Haku nodded in agreement. So, do you have anyone precious to you? She asked. Naruto looked at her weirdly for a moment before pondering her question, thinking about his teammates, his senseis and friends. Naruto nodded with a small smile. Yeah, Naruto answered. Haku nodded. When you have someone precious to protect, no matter how strong your advisory might be, you will always come out at top. Haku then got up and dusted her dress. Thank you, Naruto-kun, but I have to get home soon, she told him. Naruto nodded, saying that he would have to head back too. Haku walked out of the clearing. She stopped and turned to Naruto with a dazzling smile, making the blonde blush more. By the way, I'm a boy. When those god's forbidding word uttered out of her mouth, Naruto turned ghostly white with comically round eyes. Nanny. Haku chuckled at the blonde's stupefied expression before leaving the clearing with a sad look on her face. Naruto stared at the boy. Girl, gah, fuck it, it back. He promised one thing. I'll have to make someone proof their gender before I talk to them, he thought. In a mansion lying deep in the woods, sitting in a velvet chair and a shiny golden desk was Gato. His door burst open, revealing his goon dragging someone with a bag over their head. Gato smirked cruelly before getting up. He waved his hand at the goons. The both nodded. One punched the bag man in the stomach, making him kneel, and another tore of the sack of his head, revealing a tan-skinned man in his mid-20s. With curly long purple hair and purple eyes, you might call him a pretty boy. When, beaten up, sporting a black eyes and split lips and such. Gato sauntered over to the purple-haired man and stroked his cheek, before slapping him with his ring finger. Kabamaru, it is so good to see you again, Gato purred, stroking his finger through the now revealed Kabamaru. I treat everyone here like my family, and you, my boy, you were like a son to me. Gato then punched Kabamaru in his torso, making the man keel over, coughing up bile. Unfortunately, a drop of bile went on Gato's new leather shoes. Gato scowled before kicking Kichimaru. You hurt me, I took you in from the streets, I raised you, I gave you women, and this is how you repay me? Gato asked. You fucking took my gold and ran off? Gato, with his ringed hand, punched Kabamaru in the neck. No one, and I mean no fucking body, fucks with my gold, Gato whispered to the bloody man's ears. Kabamaru looked up with defiance in his eyes. Oh f fucking b bite me, what can you do w without YR goons? Kabamaru spat out, spitting blood on Gato's face. Gato reached for an handkerchief and wiped off the blood, chuckling. Oh, I'll show you what I can do without my so-called goons, you are fucking an ingrate, he said, looking at the purpled hair man menacingly. Gato's golden table changed shape and morphed into a large hydra head. The silhouette of the golden hydra struck at Kabamaru. Blood splattered on the windows. No one could hear a thing except for Gato's maniacal laughter. With Tazuna Protection Service, Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura plus Team 9 stood at attention in front of their senseis. Kakashi snapped his book shut and looked at the 6 genins in front of him. Alright kiddos, we are going to evaluate your skills by having a friendly sparring match with Team 9, Kakashi announced with an eye smile. Arisha grew a cocky smirk, thinking he can wipe the floor with these chumps. Mito's eyes grew determined to show what she can do, and hoped to look good in Naruto's eyes. Akihiko stared impassively, trying to fade away. You go, Akihiko. Alright, Sasuke versus Akihiko, you're up first, Kushina chirped. Sasuke walked towards Akihiko. Akihiko got into a stance. He then rushed towards the Uchiha. Sasuke raised his right leg to kick Akihiko, but Akihiko blocked it and struck Sasuke with an open palm strike. Sasuke stumbled back before running towards Akihiko, weaving hand seals. Fire style, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Katan, Gokaku no Jutsu, the Uchiha announced. As a large ball of flaming death rushes toward Akihiko substituted with a log and unraveled ninja wires, channeling chakra through them. They started to move on their own, withering in the air like snakes. Akihiko thrust a fist to the air and the wires rushed towards the Uchiha. Sasuke maneuvered around them. He broke though Akihiko's defense and planted his fist into the boy's stomach. The blue-haired boy's eyes widened, and saliva flew from his mouth. He collapsed on his knees as Sasuke grabbed his hair, pulled it back, and placed his hands on his now exposed neck. "You're done," Sasuke said coolly as he released the blue net. Akihiko got up, dusted his clothes off, and offered his hand to shake with Sasuke, who shook it. "It was a really good match, Sasuke. Now I need to work on my defenses. Maybe you can help me out sometimes?" he asked. Sasuke smirked. "If only you show me how you made those ninja wires move on their own," Sasuke replied. Kakashi eye smiles at the camaraderie. Winner, Sasuke of Team 7. Erasure frowned that his teammate lost, and planned to reprimand him on it. Mito claps for her teammate. Next match, Sakura vs. Mito, Kakashi announced. The two aforementioned walked in the makeshift ring. Mito got in the Uzumaki fighting style, while Sakura adopted the academy style. Begin. Mito was the first to respond and placed well-placed blows on Sakura's torso. She then uppercut Sakura's chin. The result, a dazed Sakura. Mito then swept her feet, making Sakura fall on her back. Winner, Mito of Team 9. Mito smiled and looked over to Naruto, only to see him and Sasuke trying to cheer Sakura up. Mito then scowled at Sakura's direction. Why is he fussing over her? She thought. I really should hit her harder, were her dark thoughts. Kakashi and Kushina saw Mito scowl and frowned, afraid that Mito will develop an unhealthy obsession of getting Naruto's favor. And final match, Naruto and Erasure. Kushina announced. Erasure strutted arrogantly into the makeshift ring, but was stopped by Kushina. She knelt down and whispered in his ears. I want you to break him, show him the might of the clan he deserted. Kushina whispered darkly. Erasure's eyes widened and smiled in cruel anticipation. He wants to see Naruto broken down by his feet to prove his superiority over him. Of course, was Arashi's only reply. The two blondes stood in the middle of the ring, sizing each other up. Erasure quickly dashed faster than the eye can see. That was what the boy prided himself on, his speed. Erasure quickly made a Rasengan as he appeared behind Naruto. Naruto coated his right arm in diamonds and spun around and caught the Rasengan in mid-thrust. There was a loud grinding sound, and the Rasengan dissipate, leaving a beautiful flow of chakra from the fighters. Erasure scowled that this loser dares retaliated like that. Naruto looked at his open palm and saw a spiral mark engraved into the diamonds. Damn, he really going at it. Naruto thought, I can't afford to be hit with that. Naruto channeled chakra to his limbs, a wide grin on his face. He can't wait to find out what his new technique can do in battle. A ethereal form of a dog made of chakra appeared around his arms. He then coated his chakra into diamonds and struck at his former brother. Erasure dodges the snapping dog heads, his eyes narrowed. Damn, I didn't know he was this good, and what the fuck is with his dog fetish? Erasure thought. Erasure tried to push the incoming strike away, only for Naruto to flick his wrist, thus, getting Erasure's right wrist get caught into the jaws of the dogs. Erasure's eyes widened as he felt sharp diamond fangs penetrating his wrist. Naruto kicked the Namikaze in his torso with diamond-encased legs. Erasure coughed up blood. He didn't know diamonds were that hard. Everything was a blur to Erasure. Naruto continues to strike him with the diamond's dogs, relentlessly. He wouldn't give him a break. It was like he was a hound after his prey. This angered Erasure. He is supposed to be the one that's winning. He's supposed to be the dominant. Eyes turning crimson, Erasure roared at Naruto. The vibrations of the roar cracked the diamonds. Team 7 eyes widened, and Mito's eyes widened in worry for Naruto. Like who cares for Erasure, huh? Kushina had a subtle smirk on her face that no one caught, not one person but Akihiko, that is. Erasure struck at Naruto in a beastly manner. Naruto, having a hard time to dodge, could only shield himself back into diamonds. Erasure clawed at Naruto's throat, hoping to kill him once and for all. Failed as Naruto ducked under the strike and encased his fist with thick layers of diamonds. Naruto struck at Arashi's stomach. The blow was hard. A shock wave appeared out of Erasure's back. His eyes turned white, mouth widened, and collapsed. Kakashi and Kushina each rushed to their students, checking if they were okay. Kakashi! This was supposed to be a friendly spar. Reprimand Naruto immediately. Kushina demanded, glaring at her former son. How dare this deserter harm her beloved boy? Kakashi, Team 7 and Mito frowned at Kushina's attitude. Akihiko just wants some dango and green tea at the moment. He long learned not to participate in this drama. Maybe he'll meet someone special if he joins the TNI department. Your son used Kyuubi's chakra in this fight, Kakashi said in a cold voice. His anger grew as he saw the burn marks on Naruto's wrist. And you dare tell me to punish my student? What if he was killed? Who cares about Kushina was cut off as Mito backhanded her mother. Kushina stared wide-eyed at her before she glared at her only daughter and raised a hand to struck her back. Her hand was a blur, aiming at Mito's face, but Kakashi intercepted. Enough, our students both need rest. Kakashi said in a cold tone, his view on Kushina drastically changed. How dare this tomato-looking ass bitch treated his student that way? Kushina glared at Kakashi before pulling her hand away in a huff, picked up her only son and walked off with Akihiko hesitantly trailing behind her. Mito turned around to Kakashi and bowed to him before rushing to Naruto. She stopped when she saw his glare. Leave, was all he said. Mito looked shocked and took a step further only for Sasuke and Sakura to intercept. She scowled at them before jumping away into the foliage. Kakashi sighed and looked in the sky. Damn Obito, sensei royally fucked up with his family. Line break. Team 7 and 9 sat around Tazuna table eating dinner. The tension was so thick, you can cut it with a Raijin blade, and the tension would still hold. Sakura, trying to ease the tension, asked Tazuna a question that has been bugging her for a while. Tazuna? She called out. Tazuna looked up from his meal and brought his attention to the pink-haired girl. Yes, what is it? That photograph, someone's torn out of it, she said. Why? It felt like the tension came back with a vengeance. Yes, I can see it now, Tension the Avenger. Tazuna's eyes widened, Tsunami stopped washing the dishes, and Inari stiffened. It was our family's photo. It consists of Inari, Tsunami, me and Kaiza. He answered. He heard a fork slammed onto the wooden table and head Inari little footstep ran upstairs. Father! Tsunami called out admonished. You know that his and my brother name is taboo in this household, and certainly anywhere near Inari. She turned to comfort her son. What happened to them? Mito asked. Tazuna sighed and looked at the roof with a nostalgic look. Kaiza was Inari's father, not biologically, but that great man deserves to be called his father, Tazuna said. When Inari was younger he used to get frequently bullied by the other children, then one day, those same kids took his dog and Inari had enough. He tried to fight back. They then threw the dog into the lake and pushed Inari in with him. In a life and death situation the dog learned how to swim. Sadly, Inari did not, and so he was abandoned by the same dog he cared for. Fortunately, Kaiza was there to save Inari. Since that day Kaiza became a father figure to the young lad. Even Tsunami's older brother Kichimaru became fast friends. In a matter of fact, they were best of friends. Those two were heroes of this village. Kichimaru even got Kaiza and Tsunami hitched. Tazuna laughed a bit. The guests at the table looked down at their plates, in silent respect of the late Kaiza. What did they do to earn that title hero? Erishir asked. They both saved this village from a disastrous flood, Tazuna said. They were hailed as brothers of wave. Everything looked good and prosperous, until Gato and his men came. He offered us protection. We so foolishly believed him. The only two who weren't swayed by his honey-laced words were Kaiza and Kichimaru. We didn't believe them. Tears started to leak out of his eyes. Oh, we were so foolish. Gato then showed his true colors a month after his arrival. He raised our so-called protection taxes. He raped our sisters and daughters. He killed our men. Kaiza and Kichimaru had enough and they tried to revolt, but tears and snot were running down Tazuna's face. They were publicly butchered by that god-awful man. They crucified them and Gato with his powers to control gold, cut off their limb and beheaded them. He placed their heads in the town center for all to see for 6 months, banning US from taking them down or we will share the same face. Gato humiliated US with their deaths. He killed them from everybody, including Inari. Do you know how traumatizing it could be for a young boy to witness that? To see so much blood? He never took a step outdoors in those 6 fucking months. Tazuna bawled. Naruto's eyes were shadow. Team 7 looked down in sadness, while Team 9 were appalled. Tazuna stood up and furiously wiped his face. Excuse me, he muttered and left the room. Naruto stood up next and walked towards the guest room, the only thought he had in his mind. The butcher of Gato. And he will gladly do it. Team 7 and 9 except for Erishir who had been vigorously training the night before walked to the bridge in silence. As they made it to the bridge they noticed the lack of noise that one would hear during construction. A trail of blood leaked to Tazuna's feet. Tazuna with widened eyes looked where the blood was coming from. It was his old friend and companion, Geichi. Tazuna and Team 7 and 9 looked around the bridge and were shocked at what they saw, corpses piling up on each other and one man sitting on top of them with a masked companion sitting by his feet. If you were there it would be something straight out of a horror film. But if you're looking at a picture of it, it would be a pretty badass sight, anyways. Zabuza, Kakashi growled. So, it seems fate was kind enough for us to meet again, and it seems you brought friends. Line break. Arashi's eyes fluttered open as a loud crash was heard downstairs. He got up and grabbed a kunai and ran downstairs. He saw two thugs, one with an unconscious tsunami flung over his shoulder, and one knocking Inari out with the blunt side of his katana. Man, you're too lenient, Zore. The taller one muttered to the now identified Zore. I wanted to see the little guy's blood spill. HN, we got the woman, let's just go. Was all Zore said? Was. What was that, Waraji? Zore said, glaring at his companion. The now revealed Waraji waved his hand dismissively. Hey Zore, Waraji called out. Before we give her to the boss man, how about we have a little fun with the bro? Waraji stiffened, eyes widened before they rolled into the back of his head and fell face first, revealing a kunai deeply implanted in his skull to the hilt. W Waraji! Zore yelled out in fear, sure the guy annoyed the ever-living fuck out of him, but he has been his companion for a year now. Zora looked up to see a blonde stalking towards him with a cruel smirk on his face. One less trash in this world, the blonde muttered. Zora backed up and fell on his rump. Wait, please don't kill me. I only worked for Gato to take care of my ill mother. Working for Gato provides me the medicine she needs. Without me, she'll die. Zora tried to explain. In truth, he was a nice guy who cares about his family and friends. Erishur stopped and held his chin as if he is in a deep thought. I see, Erishur muttered. Zora felt a ray of hope and clasped his hands. So, will you let me go? He asked hopefully. Erishur looked at Zora and smirked cruelly. Well, you've interrupted my nap, and you worked for a despicable man. Your punishment is death, Erishur said, ruining any hope of survival Zora had as he brandished a kunai. Wait, what about my mother? Zora asked. Erishur's eyes glinted maliciously. Her punishment is death for breeding trash like you, but rejoice, your life will end by me, Namikaze Arashi. And with that he stabbed Zora wildly, blood splattered everywhere, nothing was heard except for metal cutting through flesh and deranged laughter. Erishur finally stopped and turned back to the house dragging an unconscious tsunami. I'm going back to bed, he muttered. Zora felt nothing but pain, but his thought wasn't on the pain he's feeling, he was wondering about his mother who to this day lies sick in bed. Sorry mama, but I guess I won't be coming home to cook you that curry you loved. Line break. Team 7 and 9 stood face to face with Zabuza. HM? Hold on, red hair, gray eyes, pale skin. Zabuza muttered to himself. Fuck me sideways and call me Taunton, you're the wife of the yondaime, Kushina fucking Maki, Zabuza said almost giddily. Akihiko, Sakura, protect Tazuna with your life, Kakashi instructed. Kushina and I will take on Zabuza. Well Haku, looks like you get to play, Zabuza said to his companion. Naruto eyes widened. Haku? Naruto whispered. Haku slowly took off his mask with a sad smile, shocking Naruto even more. I'm sorry that we would have to meet again like this. Oh? Zabuza started. You know this boy? Hi, Haku said, nodding his head. Naruto, who is this person? Kakashi asked but saw the conflicted look on Naruto's face. Never mind that now, you will explain to me what's going on after we're done here. Naruto shakily nodded his head. He looked at Haku with sad eyes. He and Haku met quite often after the first encounter. Flashback. Naruto snuck out of Tazuna home to go stargazing. He wandering through the forest hearing a soft voice singing. Naruto soon stumbled on a moonlit clearing and a figure singing. Walking closer he recognized the mysterious figure. For a guy, your voice is beautiful, Naruto said, making the figure jump and spin around, revealing Haku. Oh, it's you, Naruto, Haku said with a soft smile. Naruto made his way over to the feminine boy and sat down beside him looking at the stars. You know, I never asked about you or your family, Naruto said. Haku looked confused and saddened. I'd rather not talk about it, Haku said. Naruto smiled an understanding smile. Come on, I'll tell you about mine if you tell me yours, Naruto offered. Haku sighed and lay down beside Naruto. The father I told you about is my adoptive father, Haku started. My biological parents are both dead. My father came home drunk one night and lost himself. He started to trash the place and swearing at my mother, and before I knew it he pulled out a kitchen knife and stabbed her in the throat. Naruto looked shocked at what Haku confessed. He didn't expect him to reveal that much. Naruto sighed and ran his finger through his hair. My father turned his sights to me and started to dash towards me. I ran until my lungs burned, my tears blinded me. I then fell and my father stood over me. I didn't know what happened, but all I heard was a fallen body and saw the man that I call father today standing over the bastard I share blood with. Naruto placed his hand on Haku's shoulder, trying to give him any comfort he can. Naruto sighed again and looked at Haku. Guess I'll start with my family, even though it isn't as bad as yours. Naruto started. It all started when I was younger, when everything was perfect, being the son of a Kage and a well-known kunoichi, have two loving siblings, but everything changed. Haku saw how Naruto's eyes looked downcasted. We were about 6 when my father decided to start training us. He paired me up against my brother Erasure. Everything started well, we traded good blows, but before I knew it he threw dust in my eyes, I lost focus and he defeated me. I saw a proud and arrogant smirk on his face. My sister was giggling. I turned to face my father and expected to see a comforting look in my father's eyes, but all I got was disappointment and anger. Naruto's fist clenched. He gritted his teeth due to the memory. The next time I asked to partake in the training with my siblings, but my father coldly dismissed me. You know what he told me that time? Erasure and Mito were born lucky, and I was lucky to be born. Naruto thrust his fist toward the sky. But I don't need luck though. I never need it, and I don't want it. I've struggled and worked hard to get where I am, and that's what made me strong. Naruto then touched his heart. It made me who I am. Ever since then, my family ignored me. I felt like my existence was waning, but it wasn't that what made me grew to despise my family. It that when I got attacked by wolves, not one of them stopped by, their own son. Tears were running out of his eyes. Haku placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder and smiled. It looks like we both suffered, huh? Yeah. Flashback Andy? Naruto closed his eyes and opened them with determination. Haku and Naruto dashed ahead, diamond and needles clashed together. Sasuke blurred behind Haku with a kunai in hand. Haku twisted his body, displaying perfect flexibility, and blocked the kunai. Mito appeared overhead with a kunai in hand, aiming for Haku's spine. Haku blurred out of the way. Naruto jumped in front of Haku and tried punching the feminine boy. Haku used his senbons and blocked each punch while weaving one-handed hand signs, shocking Kakashi and Kushina. One-handed seals, it's unheard of. Kakashi thought in amazement. Kushina's eyes widened at the display of skill this shinobi is showing. His skill, he must be on par with Zabuza. Kushina thought. Zabuza chuckled. The boy's scary, isn't he? Zabuza said. When he is serious in a fight, he surpasses even me. A perfect weapon at my disposal. Kakashi, I'll flank left, you take right, Kushina said. Kakashi nodded and the both blurred out of sight. Zabuza twisted his body, blocking two kunais aiming for his liver and left lung. Let the fun begin, shall we? Zabuza yelled out in excitement. With Naruto, Hakumito, Sasuke. Secret jutsu of water, the 1,000 stinging needles of death, Sensatsu Susho, Haku said as the water around the bridge started to levitate in the air. It's a shame, we're fighting in my element, Haku said as the levitated water particles started to contort and stretch into long ice needles. Naruto covered himself from the neck down in diamonds. Sasuke and Mito both channeled chakra to their limbs to jump away. The needles then fired towards the trio. The needles broke on the impact of Naruto's diamonds, shocking Haku. Sasuke and Mito saw Haku's shocked state and dashed towards him. Sasuke landed a vicious blow across Haku's jaw and Mito aimed a kick around his chest cavity. Haku tumbled across the bridge. Haku shakily got up and whipped the blood from his mouth. Good job, you've landed a hit on me. Haku congratulated, but that will be the only hit you will get on me. Blurring through hand signs, Haku whispered. Secret technique, demonic mirroring ice crystals, Hijitsu, Makio Hyosho. Large mirrors of ice surrounded Haku, and he took a step into one. Multiples of Haku surrounded around the genin trio. This will be my only offer for your life, give up now, Haku told them. Sasuke ched and weaved through hand seals. Fire style, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Katon, Gokaku no Jutsu, Sasuke bellowed and a large ball of fire Sasuke ever produced flew out of his mouth with every intent on melting the ice. Fool, your measly fire cannot melt my ice, it is my bloodline, my Kekkei Genkai, Haku revealed brandishing senbons. Kekkei Genkai, Sasuke muttered out. Haku threw the senbons toward the trio. Naruto blocked the needles due to his diamonds, but his two companions weren't so fortunate. He rushed toward the mirror Haku resides in. Coating his right arm in thick layers of diamonds, he punched the mirror, cracking. Unfortunately, Haku jumped to the next one. Naruto channeled chakra to his feet and blurred in front of the ice user, shocking Sasuke and Mito. Dora! Naruto yelled out, punching the ice mirror and punched Haku in his abdominal area. Ack! Haku flew out of the mirror and skidded across the bridge. All Haku knew was pain at that moment. It was like a diamond sledgehammer was slammed in your stomach. Haku tried to get up, but the pain was too much. The jutsu collapsed and Naruto walked towards Haku, while Sasuke and Mito cleaned their wounds. Sasuke feeling exhausted and Mito annoyed that she didn't help out that much in the fight. So, everything you've told me was a lie, huh? Naruto asked. Haku looked up and stared at Naruto with eyes that expressed so much sadness. And no, my parents are both dead, that is a fact, but it is due to my Kekkai Genkai, Haku said. You see, my mother was a refugee from Kirigakure from the bloodline purge, she too refuge in a nearby village. She fell in love then had me. It was when I unlocked my bloodline, everything changed. My father saw what I did and gathered some men from the village to kill us. A lone tear ran from Haku's eyes, and this time Naruto can tell it was sincere. He killed my mother, and looked at me with tears in his eye. I was afraid and I killed everyone in that house with my eyes. I lived on the streets for a whole year. Before Zabuza found me I had no purpose to live. I was about to end my life by jumping off a bridge when he came to me. He gave me a purpose. Naruto, he's the only person I have. Naruto looked down, his cap shadowed his eyes and clenched his fist. So that's why you'll go out your way to help this man? Yes, Naruto, do me a favor. Haku said in a pleading voice. Naruto looked at the ice user in curiosity. He didn't expect the words that came from his mouth. Please kill me. Naruto's eyes widened. What? Please kill me, I have nothing else to live for. Haku sounded desperate. This is my dying request. To die by your hands would be an honor for a broken tool like me. Is this the only way? Naruto asked. Haku nodded. Naruto raised his hand, channeling chakra into it until it's visible. He coated the chakra into diamonds, making shapeshift claws. Tears were going down his eyes. This, of course, survived him. It wasn't like this was his first kill, so why shed a tear? He was only doing a favor. A dying man's request. He struck at Haku, landing the finishing blow. Sorry Zabuza, I failed. He struck and heard a squelch. Naruto's hand felt disgustingly warm. He looked up and saw Haku's smiling face. TT thank you Enaru to Haku gasped out. Be by TTH the way, I'm a GG girl all tea this tea time. Haku leaned up and kisses Naruto softly on the lips. If only we met on a different circumstance, we could have been friends. Haku fell back staring at the sky. Maybe more, she thought wistfully before closing her eyes. Never to open them again. With Zabuza battle Dio. The three expert shinobis dance, as death as it choreographer. Kakashi and Kushina struck at Zabuza with deadly precision, and Zabuza batting them away with his Zanbato, laughing as if this all a game for him. Kushina jumped back and threw her hand out. Large chains of chakra shot out of her back and towards Zabuza. Whoa, that's pretty scary. Zabuza laughed. He jumped over the chains before he felt something wrapped around his leg. What? Kushina slammed the swordsman into a crane. Kakashi jumped in the air with lighting, engulfed his fist, aiming for Zabuza's heart. Unfortunately, Zabuza regained his senses, jumped out of the way just in time. Zabuza pulled out a kunai from his pouch due to his weapon being on the other side of the bridge where Kushina is. Zabuza met with Kakashi as they started to clash shuriken, meeting blow for blow. Kushina blurred behind the demon of the mist and wrapped his neck with her chains. She started to yank them back, restricting Zabuza from breathing. Do it, Kakashi! Kushina yelled out. Kakashi charged up another Raikiri and blurred towards Zabuza with intent of ending this here and now. Haku! Zabuza called out, but out of the corner of his eyes, he saw the blonde boy removed his hand from his favorite tool. Damn it all! Zabuza gasped out, tears were streaming out of his eyes. He can't die here. His ambition to lead the people of Kiri to a brighter future out of the hands of a bloodthirsty murderer. Squelch. Kakashi felt a familiar warmth around his hand, but he knew Zabuza was still alive. Due to Zabuza's wriggling and Kushina grasp, Kakashi failed to make an accurate penetration to Zabuza's heart. Clap. 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 Clapping was heard throughout the entire, and a large army appeared on the unfinished side of the bridge. Armed to the teeth with spears, swords, hammers, daggers, and 5 large cauldrons of melted gold. It seems I was right about you, Zabuza, an arrogant voice resonated through the silent bridge. You're useless. I take it you're Gato, I presume? Kakashi asked. Gato made a mocked bow. Well, I see the bridge builder still standing, and you getting kinky with an exotic redhead. Gato ate in a teasing manner. His army started to laugh. Kushina released Zabuza, making the missing Nin drop to his knees to catch his breath. He glared at Zabuza, radiating killing intent. Gato shrugged off the intent like it's nothing and smirked. I'll just kill you and cash in your bounty and end the bridge builder myself, Gato said, but someone stood in his way with hate radiating out of his blue eyes. Huh? Gato muttered, who the fuck are you? Naruto glared at Gato, diamonds encasing his body. Gato, seeing this, smirked. So, you ate one too? Gato asked. The cursed fruit of the sea, you've eaten it, didn't you? Naruto said nothing and let the diamonds cover his body up to his neck. Diamonds, my how valuable, I'll definitely be keeping you after I kill everyone else off. Gato yelled out, excited. Naruto clenched his fist. Come, let's see what's stronger. Gato yelled. Gold or diamonds? The molten gold in the cauldrons erupted like a volcano and danced erratically around him. Let's prove the theory if diamonds are indestructible. Hold on. A female voice that belonged to Kushina Uzumaki yelled out, getting everyone's attention. What is this about a cursed fruit? You really don't know? Gato asked incredulously. I thought that shinobi would have heard of them. Very well, I shall enlighten you with this final piece knowledge before you die. Devil fruits are fruits that's said to be cursed by sea devils. They are extremely rare to find. Men search all their lives for these fruits. But there is a drawback to these amazing sources of power. You will lose your ability to swim, and you cannot eat more than one of these fruits without exploding, of course. To think a fruit can give you so much power, Zabuza rasped out. Gato laughed a deep laugh from his belly. Fortunately, you cannot find a devil fruit in these continents. They are found on islands on the other side of the world. Tell me, Naruto started, the first time he spoke since Gato's arrival. How do you know so much about devil fruits? Gato smirked, revealing two buck teeth, and took off his blazer, and unbuttoned his shirt, revealing a six-pack and muscular arms. I was in an organization called the Marines. I was ranked captain of the 16th Division, Inazumi Gato, boasted the former Marine captain. Sadly, age is a cruel thing. I was much taller and handsome. I had full set of whiskers. I saw that one of my soldiers found the fruit. It was his right to eat it, but I wouldn't have it. So I killed him and ate it, and killed everyone else, leaving no survivors. Gato yelled out. Suddenly, a massive storm wrecked my ship and I miraculously survived here, holding on with nothing but driftwood to keep me alive from drowning. Now enough talk. The molten gold rose again before it started to contort, and shape into a rat head with razor teeth. Time to die. Linebreak Inari's eyes fluttered open. He looked around and saw that the place is trashed. Inari's eyes widened as he remembers what has transpired. Mommy! Inari yelled out and ran around the place. He soon found his unconscious mother by the couch with a large bruise on her cheek, and her entire side was scraped from Erasure dragging her. Inari, seeing his mother in such a painful state, angers him. She and his grandfather were his only pillar he has left. He clenched his fist and ran into his grandfather's room and picked up Kaiser's crossbow and a dozen of arrows. He ran into the kitchen and picked up a pan and placed it on his head. He ran out of the house not before taking 2 kitchen knives. When Inari ran outside, a stench that lingered in the air almost made him retch. He looked to see where it was coming from. Unable to hold it in any longer, he vomited. Laying there were 2 corpses, one with a gaping hole in the back of its head and one with so many slash marks Inari is unable to identify the person. Inari wiped off the bile residue that was left on his face and ran into town. Inari ran into town and frantically knocked on the door of one of Tazuna's friend's house. Who is it? A tired old voice called out from the other side. Inari, old man Genko, you got to help me free this country. Just like his uncle and father. Genko thought sadly. Inari, listen to me well, go home and lock the doors. We cannot beat Gato, he's simply too power. Do you have any shame? An elderly woman voice rang out. A child willing to fight for his country, and you're too cowardly to take up arms to help him, and even have the audacity of telling him to go home? You better get your wrinkly old ass out there with that sword of yours before you get none tonight, and sleep outside like the cowardly dog you are. Why yes, dear, Genko muttered submissively. The door creaked open, revealing a downcast man with graying hair. Let's go liberate a country, yeah? Inari nodded his head enthusiastically. The start of an army. Line break. Hey boss? A goon called out. What do we do? You just stay here and watch. This will prove why I am the top dog. Gato instructed. Hell, no, you can fight me. Zabuza roared, making more blood squirt out of his wound. He absolutely refuses to die bleeding out, and not in battle. He grabbed his zanbato, ignoring the searing heat of pain in his chest, and jumped in the bloodthirsty crowd of mercenaries chopping wildly. Guess he can have all the fun. Kushina muttered before she too jumped in. Kakashi shrugged his shoulders and leaned his head back. Sasuke, Mito assists Sakura and Akihiko with guarding Tazuna. Do not let a single mercenary or gold near him, he instructed before jumping into the fray. Gato made the golden rat heads flew at Naruto, who dodged it. Unfortunately, he wasn't quick enough to dodge the next one. The impact of a golden rat head propelled Naruto into the air and the waiting jaws of another. Naruto quickly brought out a shadow clone and changed his trajectory by kicking off the clone. He landed with a roll. The golden rat head rushed towards the blonde once again, and Naruto evaded the giant rat heads once again. But what he didn't realize that Gato has been smiling all this time. Spike erupted out of the giant rat's head. Thinking fast, Naruto jumped on the smooth sides of the spikes and jumped off fast enough to evade the other spikes that manifested near his feet. Twisting his body, Naruto landed on his feet. Naruto rushed towards Gato and started to trade blows. Gold erupted from underneath Gato with a yell, hitting Naruto, sending him flying backwards. Pumping chakra to his legs, Naruto blasted off towards Gato, hand leaned back readying to punch the everlasting smirk on the oversized rodent's face. Gato raised a shield of golden shield blocking Naruto's punch. Smirking, Gato thought he had the upper hand, but he was shocked as he saw a bulge protruding out of the golden shield. The bulge looked eerily like a fist. Gato eeped and jumped back before Naruto's diamond-encased fist erupted out of the golden shield. Line break. To think that Naruto was this strong. Where does that leave us? Sakura asked in amazement. Sasuke clenched his fist and gritted his teeth. Was Naruto underestimating them? Why hasn't he shown them his full power? Were they simply too weak? Sakura's right. Where does that leave us? Sasuke thought.